money to say. Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. Buy our merch indeed, and a child shall lead them to buy our merch. Vinny will be here momentarily. Actually, I'm just going to adjust this camera a little bit here. Maybe a little bit more. All right, you guys. We have a Ben Bear stream tonight. Here come Vinny. Hold on, let me just push over here. Come on. Yeah, I already did both our parts.
You did?
Yep. I guess he's not coming in yet. We'll be starting the stream momentarily. Oh, here he is. Hi. Welcome.
Who we got? Franco.
Welcome to my studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, Franco's up in here.
We got Benji.
Yeah.
Ben Bear. Ben Bear in this bitch. Ben Bear in this bitch. All right, guys. Here we go. This is the Ben Bear stream. DJ Ben.
Okay, so over here, babe, do you prefer the Trello or the email?
That's gonna get chippy.
And I saved all the lyrics right here in notes.
We'll
so
do
if you have
do an email because I want to kill Chrome. So we got.
Okay.
All right, guys. This is the Ben Bear stream. We've got a couple introductory things to say, so we're gonna take care of that, and then we're gonna get right in the song. What happened?
See, I put the.
I see him.
So that's gonna be
the show. Where is he? Is it right here?
Yeah, it's right. He's right here. There you go.
All right.
Yep.
And we got intros and everything. All right, dear listeners, sit in. Sit in. We've got some metal for you. We've got some music for you. Maybe some enlightenment. All that jazz. Y'all know how it is. It's Vin and Sori. Okay, guys. So let's start up, shall we? Now, this is the big homie Ben Bear. Let me read a little bit of the introduction. The introduction's here. Now, look, we've got a lot of DJs that do this. I really appreciate when they do this, but for all future DJs, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to. I'm just saying it's...
We're not trying to force anybody.
Pretty cool.
I like it both ways. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, just get right into it, and then other times I'm like, the intro's cool, so I'm really versatile.
I just love I like the context. It puts me like in the... Because there's the DJ... and there's the music, but you kind of find something out about the person based on the selections. Even like the order of how they put the songs, you learn something about the person. So
true.
That's why.
Alrighty.
Ben says, the first song I was actually considering for my Better Late Than Never stream, but decided we'd be better served as a intro to this stream. All right. Having said that, guys, the time has arrived. Old dogs, new tracks. Tonight, we'll listen to some newish tracks from the 2010s from some old guard thrash metal bands, those salty dogs. Sorry, no Metallica, no Slayer tonight, and not all the songs are thrash per se. Nevertheless, prepare yourself. Okay, guys, this is song number 1. The name of the band is Kreator with a K, and the name of the song is Phantom Antichrist.
Oh, Stacy's Metal Family.
Hey,
what's up,
Stacy in
guys?
the house. Gang shit. Okay, I've never really been a big Kreator fan, and trying to listen to their early catalog, I just couldn't get into them. I had written off ever liking a song by them but in 2012 they released this album, Phantom Antichrist, and the title track absolutely blew me away. Well, we'll be the judge of that, sir. This is Phantom Antichrist. The band's name is Kreator. The DJ is DJ Ben. This is Vin and Sori. Let's do it. Song number 1.
Headphones. Oh, you've got yours. I don't have mine in yet.
Bliss, into a pit of horrid alive.
care. You can rewind it as many times as you want. Was it muted?
Muted the entire time.
Well,
I really enjoyed that song, dear listener.
can I hear many things?
Oh man, listen. If Ben would have done this song at season 3, he would be a lot happier.
Stop doing that, babe. People are gonna be like,
season 3 is gonna. I've got so many plans. Okay, first and foremost, this song is at least getting a 10 from me. That's number 1.
Wow, straight off the bat, like
right
that.
off the bat, no discussion.
You're not even, don't drag it out, nothing.
Listen, I'm a metalhead, man. At the end of the day, I just love the heavy shit, man. I love playing that.
I agree. When you pulled back that part, there was like,
yeah,
I like that too.
And
this one was a fun one.
We could do shit like that. Like we can do shit like that easy. We just gotta find a drummer. I'm gonna start really doing. We got to do some tryouts because we have a lead guitarist.
Yep.
And then you got me and Jay, our lead guitarist, is dragging me along. So yeah, if you're gonna be in the southern Florida area, what are you doing?
Well, I was gonna.
That theory is completely wrong.
I see that.
It's completely wrong. It has to do with our distance, but it's okay.
You should have told me.
I told you yesterday.
Oh yeah, but I thought I found something new.
Okay. Yeah. Unbelievable. Look. This is the music I like to play. Okay. Like this is the music that I like to, it was a very, very guitar-driven record, and I think, that instrument, man, is just for me, man. What metal has brought to the world is just it's just incredible, man. I genuinely believe that there have been hundreds and thousands of lives saved because of heavy metal. I really believe that. Mm-hmm. Being able to get out that energy and that aggression, and quite frankly, the CO2. I'm listening to a lot of Dr. Huberman, and he was talking about how excess CO2 is a major problem for a lot of people.
What is it? Excess CO2?
Because you're not breathing enough. So he basically...
Really? Oh, so that goes into... You should exercise.
Especially if you have sleep apnea. So he does a very long run, once a week, to force him to hyperventilate all the CO2 out of there. But
wow.
Just heavy metal is just crazy, man. The energy is insane. And I get it, man. If you're an outsider looking into this shit, it's just a bunch of crazy kids running around and dudes on stage running around, but there's a lot of shit happening there, bro. There's a lot of shit getting worked out there.
Yeah, you can feel it when you go to the shows, especially. You can really feel that.
Ascending from an enemy appears, ending the ever-forming bliss. To appear a horror in the wilds, a fear that concentrates upon the eyes. Force of total violence, total death, lies, a pure feeling of the West. To start the calibration of the child's, I don't know what that is, the cancellation, revelation, sluts, phantom calling across the land, leaving trails of blood and sand. In this torture and misery, souls are awake enough to see far beyond the lies. Phantom, Antichrist. So he says he said 2 figures popped out of the forest, right? Wasn't it something like that? Here it is.
The beginning.
Ascending from an enemy appears, ending the ever-forming bliss. To appear a horror in the wilds. And the name of the song is called Phantom Antichrist. What's interesting is that in the Bible, so most people think that the beast of Revelation is the Antichrist.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people do.
I don't think the beast of Revelation is the Antichrist, but they do. What a lot of people don't know is that the Antichrist in Revelation, if the being in Revelation is the Antichrist, let's just go with that. What most people don't know is that the Antichrist actually has a sidekick. It's the Antichrist and the false prophet.
That's right. Yeah.
right? Because so there's a sort of ape of the Trinity where you have the dragon, which is the devil, the Antichrist, which is essentially his son, and then the false prophet, who basically functions as a role of the Holy Spirit to get everybody to worship the Antichrist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that you can get glory back to the beast.
Yeah.
In the same way, the Holy Spirit goes around
The unholy Trinity.
the Holy Spirit runs around, recruits us to go with Jesus, and we glorify the Father through Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
The false prophet gets people, they recruit them to worship the Antichrist, and in worshiping the Antichrist, it goes to the dragon. So it's a Trinity.
Yeah, it's
Even
obviously less
at the economic level, they're functioning like the Trinity.
Yeah, it's a less powerful version because it takes three beings to create what they're doing there.
Right.
In you know, obviously, God, he's one being, three persons,
Right.
so he's obviously more powerful.
Archers are the forever slain. The three become hopelessly enslaved. The inheritance of 1,000 words. 4 take the blessing of the sword. The traitors form, they will never yield. Pain becomes
This is going by numbers. There was 2 appear, then there was 3. 3 become hopeless. Now 4 take the blessing.
Yeah. 4 take the blessing of the sword. The traitors form, they will never yield. Pain becomes thunder. Righteously, they are anxious for the fallen paradise. The kingdom of the phantom Antichrist. Phantoms calling across the land, leaving trails of blood and sand. Terror from the left, terror from the right. Oppression is a route to our great suicide. Overthrowing gods, overthrowing all. Exchanging off the stimulated mind. Contagion, feeding off the woes. From human misery, genocide, war doesn't cease. The shadow is wings, is failing on his limbs.
Okay. All right, don't worry about it. Please don't interrupt our work.
Every other color turning into black. Saviors calling across the land. A new beginning that has no end. An open mind, a forceful will. Don't start laughing. Feel the kill. I love that line, feel the kill. Soul of Love and Night, Phantom Antichrist. Okay, so it looks to me, shout out to Doug Johnson in the house. Again. No, you did not miss it. Yeah, the grammar is kind of reckless, but I think that's really interesting. You got 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. And it's crazy because they're saying people are going for the fallen paradise. I think what's at the end of the day, what's happening is that he's right in calling out the fact that there is a fallen paradise that all of us are looking for.
That we're looking for?
Everybody's looking for paradise.
Oh! You said
right?
Okay.
But we all know that it's a fallen paradise.
Yeah.
And if you look at, I mean, and like being in a situation like that, being in a desperate situation like that, the human family collectively does things they otherwise would not do. I think like this is one of those situations where like, you know, when politicians don't understand like what's going on with the people, it does kind of leave you vulnerable to an antichrist type figure. Like for example, now that I got Doug Johnson in here, I'm just going to start fucking with people. But like, look at Trump, right? You've got to. What was Trump selling us at the beginning?
Make America great.
Make America great again.
We're going back to the way it was.
Okay, but forget the racial connotations of all that. To be honest with you, when they were saying that the MAGA hat was like a symbol of racism, I really didn't understand what the fuck they were talking about. Like everybody was saying it, but I really didn't understand like how that phrase is equivalent to. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
I mean, really?
Make America great again? How does that make you a racist?
Well, I think it's the lack of understanding of where the country was at that point. I mean, there was a point in time where we couldn't have even been together in this country. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you say make it great, you are talking about, because things have gotten better for Black people than they were before. Would you say, or would you disagree with that?
I just think that's to be honest with you, what happened was initially, I remember people initially mocking the MAGA hats and saying, you know, they were dumb or whatever. And then Michael Moore came out and said, listen, man, I'm in Michigan. I'm seeing these hats all over the place. Y'all got to take this shit serious. And when they took it serious, then they transformed it into, oh, it's a cake.
Oh, no.
But like, but here's the point about why that phrase was so powerful. Because every 4 years, our politicians get in front of us and basically say something like this: America's the greatest country in the world. We had this and this and this. It was so great. And then the fucking Democrats showed up, and the Democrats went and fucked everything up. But here I am to restore paradise back to America. The drive for trying to get back to paradise, to me, is more responsible for the Making America Great Again act than racism.
I mean, I agree.
The ultimate issue is all of us have an idealized world, and all of us know that we're not in the idealized world right now. And so what happens is when you get a charismatic leader who can promise you to get there, that person then becomes kind of like an antichrist figure. And so it's funny because I put something up on Middle America just to troll people, but it was kind of true when I was talking. People were talking about the Antichrist, and I said, "Listen, the Antichrist is supposed to be a great deceiver. You're not supposed to know he's the fucking Antichrist."
True.
So I'm saying, look at all the right-wing evangelicals supporting this dude who lives a life of obvious unrepentant sin.
Yeah.
They were calling him a baby Christian while he was up there calling this woman horseface and all this shit. And again, people are going to get distracted because it's Trump and all the rest of it. I'm just setting that up as an archetype because it's the most current situation. But we can go back to Nazi Germany. What was Hitler talking about in Nazi Germany? 1,000-year Reich. What is that? Where did we get the
reign?
Right, it's 1,000-year reign, right?
Yeah.
That's 1,000-year Reich, right? And that comes from, Revelation 20, where you have this idealized place for 1,000 years, right? Revelation 20, the devil is bound and all the rest of it. And so look at the German people. People say, how could people follow that guy? And obviously original sin's the ultimate answer, but at the end of the day, it's just human psychology. All of us know that things are not the way they should be. And all of us are trying to get back to some sort of paradisical state. And politicians jump on that. Yeah. And every 4 years, they keep reiterating the same message. Whether you can look at Obama. What was going on with Obama when he first showed up in 2008? Change. We're here for change. We're not a red country. We're together. And you could see almost Christological imagery being applied to Obama in his posters had a halo around it, all types of shit.
Oh my gosh.
And so the point is, it's fun to talk about the Antichrist, the last one, which for sure. But that spirit or that idea is here already. Yeah. And Paul talks about that in Thessalonians. He talks about the mystery of iniquity is already at work. Yep. And so.
And it talks about the spirit of the Antichrist
as
well.
Yeah, and he says phantom Antichrist, and you can get the spirit from phantom for sure. But yeah, man, it was a really, really good lyrical kind of breakdown of the mentality. He did a really, really good job. It's a 10 for me.
You know what I thought the song was?
I love this song.
Because, of course, I only picked up some of the lyrics, and then I just dove into the music. Thought the sound was just so great. It was fun. We were rocking about, and then people were it'd be fun if there was a pit, you know what I mean? So anyway, I thought when we talked about Phantom Antichrist and it talked about this, I thought we were talking about the Crusades, and they were actually depicting the Christian as a Phantom Antichrist, because Phantom as in, because nobody would characterize people. They're oh, those were religious people, but they did not go in the spirit of Christ. They certainly went in the spirit of the Antichrist because of the way that they were treating people. And
100%.
so I thought that's what it was.
100%. That's such a good call too, because in certain Christian spheres, everybody's looking for the Antichrist. Yep. And it's
he's been here mad times.
If this dude has got the skill set to literally get the entire world to follow every, will and decree of his. How in the hell would you think you would catch that guy? You got to be really arrogant to believe, he wouldn't fool me.
He's going to deceive everybody, not me though.
Okay. Yeah. Right. You follow the U.S. media, but but you wouldn't follow the Antichrist. Okay. All right. What did you give it?
This was a 10. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. Freaking metal. That's what we on.
Look, this is so bad. I shouldn't even be announcing this. So Dwayne says, "Where's my sister Helen, my other sister Sadie?" Ben responds back with, they probably thought Vin and Sori would be an hour late. No! And on that note...
I have so many names. All right, we shall return, dear listener. I see 41 in the room, but I only see 8 thumbs up. You guys need to down thumb it or up thumb it.
Yeah, do one or the other.
Shit or get off the pot. We're going back in the commercial break. We shall return, you goons. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and y'all shall lead them.
So buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener. I was looking at the chat, and it was Middle. Middle was like, hey, you live in my neck of the woods. I told Sori, I said, yo, we got to make a point to go to the Ozarks and visit Middle.
I totally agree. Well, he didn't say the Ozarks. He said we should visit Middle. And I was like, absolutely. And then I'm like, well, where's he from anyway? And he's like, the Ozarks. And
See?
I was like, the Ozarks? I was like, well, I mean, I was excited to go and see Middle, but
We got a
also excited
significant
about the
amount of
Ozarks.
villagers, especially villagers that I love in that area. So
Really?
we gotta go that way. Priest is there, Middle's there. Dude, who's Middle?
I'm on board for that, for sure.
Yeah. Dwayne is there.
The what? Are you serious?
Chamberlain is there.
We're going to get to meet your wife as well. Excellent.
We absolutely have.
I'm more
We
excited.
should do. You know what we should do? We should stream from Dwayne's house. We can, take camera when his wife puts him to sleep.
Yep, she makes his supper and
We
go
can
to bed.
post it, and then we can react to Middle's wife putting him. To Dwayne's wife putting him to bed.
It would be so sad if Dwayne was lying this whole time. He didn't have a wife. He just was saying that.
No, at least too handsome to be single. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. We saw him in his video.
He's a sexy beast, man. You can't fuck with that boy.
He said, my house.
My house, he said.
Okay,
All
that's
right, guys.
exciting.
We are a metal reaction channel.
Oh, yes. It's not about vacationing
It's not a
and seeing our friends.
vacationing friend dating service. Find your own friend.
Find your own. All right, you guys. Song number 2 on the list is Overkill.
Overkill, who are, in my opinion, when he says mine, we're talking about DJ Ben.
Yeah.
Pay attention!
This guy right here.
Overkill, who are, in my opinion, criminally underrated, usually hit with some good stuff on every album. We actually did a song from their 2023 album back in June 2023. This is not from that album, but instead from 2010's Ironbound, which is still my favorite by them. The next 2 tracks we'll hear are from that album. This is a title track, Ironbound. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to listen to Ironbound, review it, and then we're going to listen right into the second one so you guys can get a feel of this band Overkill. Then after that, we'll do commercial, okay? All right.
We're still doing a breakdown after each one. We're just saying
Doing
we're
a
not going to
breakdown
do a
after each
commercial.
one. We're just not going to do a commercial because we got back-to-back songs. I want you guys to taste the flavor. And honestly, it's for me because I like when we do back-to-back songs with bands like right after.
So do I.
Because, I'm still in the vibe of the band.
We've seen the commercial a couple times, so, we know what it says.
You know what? They're going to miss that commercial because we're going to have to retire that for season 3. I guarantee you people are going to miss it.
Franco. Actually, you know what would be cool is if people sent, like, emailed us some of their favorite, like, moments, and we could catch some of those and maybe put that in the next commercial. Who knows?
I will absolutely read it before the second Overkill song for sure. Benja. All right, guys, here we go. Overkill, first song, Ironbound. It is a lyric video. Pay attention. Let's do this.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Nathan Song Snob in the house. My ninja.
What's up, song snob?
Hey, Nate is also low-key an OG.
Oh, really?
Okay, Okay, I love this fucking name. Chevy Metal. Guy's name. Never seen it before, but shout out to Chevy Metal for having a badass screen name, bro.
Let's go, guys.
All right,
Let's
let's
get
do
into
this
music.
shit. Let's do this
That's
shit.
why we're here.
We're metalheads. Let's go. Overkill, Ironbound. Let's do this shit. name of that singer, y'all?
Damn.
What's the name of that singer, y'all? In this band?
Man, this one's very interesting, baby. You could just play it from your phone.
More new people.
Play right
Overkill
here.
doesn't get the recognition the other bands do. Yeah, bro. I
we were
haven't
just
heard,
friends listening
I
to
haven't
music.
heard
Pull it
anybody talk that shit about this band. I do want to. Okay, let me see where this song. Let me see where this. What year this song came out? Because
Okay, while he's looking that up, when it's so funny that you referenced Korn partway through it, because when he was saying the was it pound the ground part?
Yeah.
Oh, I could not take it seriously. It was so friggin' funny to me.
Why?
Dude. I don't know the way that he was singing it. You remember when we remember how you said there are some your brain actually has to make adjustments to accept certain sounds and be able to appreciate them. And so I felt like I was having a repeat of Judas Priest or something with some of it. So when he did the pound, I was laughing. It was so freaking funny to me. It just I just couldn't take it seriously. And then it reminded me of when you showed Korn to Johan. And I thought, so Johan was probably 13 years old, and he's one of our craziest kids. He's always doing something. There's, if there's a puddle, it doesn't matter how big he gets, he's jumping. You know what I mean? There's always something with him. So you showed it to him, and I thought that he was gonna love that band. And he just busted out laughing. He didn't stop laughing. And I literally felt like that when I heard that part. I was like, this song is getting a 7 for sure. And then it took a transition. And it went into that really, really beautiful. And then I was like, oh no, that was you have to respect this band. Yeah. And I was like, wow, okay. And then it took another transition, and that one was really cool. That was the one that you said was kind of the cool the Korn bite off. I haven't listened, I probably don't even know the song you're referencing. So to me, it wasn't a bite. I was like, I love songs that make me say, this is getting such a low rating. And then it's laughable to me. And switched. So
that's why it's so dangerous, the way that we do it, because I'm sure if we consulted with people, they'd be like, so you like every song.
Yeah,
it's
the band too would probably say it. You don't want us to block you?
I feel terrible because people are invested, but I appreciate the fact that people allow us to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're still willing to make the investment, and let's be honest, it's pretty crazy. But
the thing is, if we said at the beginning of this channel that it's we're two best friends watching, listening to music, experiencing the world and stuff. And obviously once we started live streaming, it became it's all of us. I don't feel like it's just you and me listening anymore. It's we're listening with you guys and, planning a trip to the Ozark and shit. But it's if we were really all friends sitting in a room together, we wouldn't fake every song. We would give it to you straight because you're our friends. We're not going to lie to you.
Yeah. That's pretty... So,
oh my gosh.
Okay, so when people ask me, people find out we're YouTubers, whatever, and somebody asked me how are you guys able to keep doing it? Other people are not, and it's obviously if I'd answered the question 4 years ago, I'd have said work ethic, but not really. Now we got this chat and shit, and we're having the immediate feedback. We're not alone, type of thing.
Yeah, and there's another feel to it where, if I don't know, it's probably happened to you too. You're just having a bad day, and you're like, well, we got the stream though.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly right. So
and
shout out to
there
our
are
audience.
times Vinny's in a bad mood. I'm like, well, we got the stream good.
You need to shut the fuck up. Okay. I did want to give credit. I did want to give credit to my band Korn, though. Yep. Y'all know what it is. Yep. Shout out to my boy Brian, who actually came up with this riff that they lent to Overkill. So here's the Overkill track. Yeah, Metaphoria, exactly. Who said that? He just said, or she said, I'd rather listen to new to me shit from you guys than myself. Okay, so this, I'm gonna argue, this is they stole this from Korn. Yeah. Okay. Here we go, guys. Okay. All right. Now this is Y'all Want a Single from Korn, which came out in 2003.
Y'all want a single, say fuck that. Fuck that, fuck that. Y'all want a single, say fuck that. Fuck that, fuck that. Y'all want a single, say fuck that. Fuck that, fuck that. Y'all want a single, say
right. Do you remember? Do you remember the riff?
I think so.
From Kreator. Now here's poor Ian. Okay,
no, it's
so
Overkill, right?
It's the 32-second mark. Okay, so now I've got a challenger because Ian is saying that I'm reaching hard. So we're gonna review, dear listener.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna review.
This is Overkill, though, right?
Here's the Overkill part. Okay. So there it is. All right. Now we're gonna go back to corn.
Y'all want a single C? Fuck
Gonna
that.
go to the 32-second mark. All right, guys. Now watch. Here's Dwayne. Not even close. Let's try it again, dear listener. They don't want to give my boys their credit. Look.
Debbie Mel says, I hear it.
Okay.
It's almost like it's at a different speed and just a little bit of a different.
It's just a different
pedal.
note. It's the same.
I suppose.
It's the
Definitely
same,
different
freaking riff, man. It's the same riff. I'm not mad at it. Shout out to you. You were wrong. It doesn't matter if they were doing it in A. It doesn't matter.
It's like so many times I'm like, wait, they didn't get smooth?
It's the same riff concept.
Franco says it's identical.
It's identical. Thank you. Come on, y'all. That's the same game. Anyway, shout out to Kreator. I don't care. I love the song. You're all chumps. It's identical, Mike Franco. Can I get a witness? Listen to hating ass Ian because he lost the argument. Look at him.
All right. Yes, this is Overkill.
All right. So now let's deal with the lyrics from this amazing band. I have an idea about what I think is actually going on here.
Okay.
But you go first. What do you want?
Oh, you know what? I gotta take it home.
I'll take him down. Talk to the people. Unbelievable shit I have to do for you kids. Put on your shoes.
Put the weights for you to bring him.
Oh, this is Reza? You know what? I'm going to take both of you Muslims.
Yep, I think that's a good idea. We should have done that first. It's down.
We should have asked me anything. Come on, boys.
Sorry, guys. So sorry about that. We'll be back momentarily, but I'll hang out with you guys till then. We can do a random Ask Me Anything, or you guys can tell me about, I love great movies. Vinny started one last night. If I start telling you about it, you have to swear you're not going to tell me the punchlines because I don't know what the ending is. Because I don't trust you guys to not tell me. What?
No.
Oh, I don't trust you guys not to tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me what the ending is if you've perhaps seen it. And I don't even know what the name of it is because Vinny started it while I was working on something else. And then he was like, this is actually a movie. So I sat down not knowing at all what I was walking into. It's like this family that rents like an Airbnb basically. And the supposed owners, I don't know if they are the owners or not, show up. There's been some like outage or whatever and they show up to the front doors. It's like creepy. Well, they lose power, they lose internet, they can't make any phone calls, like everything is like, it goes back. Well, while we're watching it, our TV like friggin' shut off. I was like, huh? So I get up, I'm like, all right, let me grab the remote, because the remotes were across the room. So I go over there, get the remotes, turn the whole thing back on, set it all back up, I chill back in bed, and I'm like, watching it for like another friggin' 5 minutes, and like stuff's getting a little bit intense in the movie, and then the power goes out again in the TV. I'm like, what is happening? So this happened like 3 or 4 times. It was so creepy because in the movie it was happening and I had the room dark and I had like this bluish light on in the room. So it kind of had like this creepy feel to it. And then the power kept going off. And then like it took so much trouble to like get it back on that the room was extra dark when the TV would turn off. Anyway, They lose internet, not a thing. Let's see. A random ask me anything. Sorry, tell Vin I'll give him half a point. That's it, Ian? Only half a point? Are you offended? Are you offended for overkill? Korn used session players anyway. Fake news. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about there. TS, we're not going to take it. Is actually Come All Ye Faithful. That's where he got the melody. Oh, Richard, don't worry about being late. We're actually like on a little slight pause. Vinny's taking care of the children. Delaney, how are you? Glad you could show up. Hello, everyone, she says. Life imitating art. Yeah, exactly, Metaphor. That's exactly what was happening. And I looked at Vinny, I'm like, this is creepy, right? And he was like, yeah. Vin with the remote in the other room laughing. No, he was sitting right there in the bed. He was like right there, and there's only 2 remotes, and they were across the room. What is happening? All the children were asleep. Although, I have, I saw this, like, compilation where somebody took, like, a remote, and they were going through town and, like, just shutting off people's TVs. But I guess you'd have to have a universal remote? I don't know. You never know when those things are staged. Like, there's this guy that's, like, I think he's called, like, a doorbell comedian, and he goes to his mom's, and it's like literally being recorded from the doorbell recorder. And he goes to his mom's, and he's always like trolling and stuff. For the longest time, I was like, this is so hilarious. Then I realized like it was all staged. Still funny, but a different funny than if you're actually, than if you actually the event actually happened, obviously. All right, Dwayne, what's your question? Why are the Beatles the greatest of all time? That's like saying, when are you going to stop abusing your wife? There's like no way to answer that, because if you answer it, oh, hold on.
No way to answer what?
Why are the Beatles the greatest of all time, he says.
Did anybody actually ask you a question?
Dwayne did. Other than that, I was telling them about our movie last time.
Which movie? What movie?
I don't know what it's called, and I didn't really want to draw too much attention and have people tell me the ending.
Oh,
it was really freaking creepy, and the TV kept shutting off.
I'm very actually excited to see that movie, actually.
Oh, you are? Good. I was going to tell you, babe, if you don't want to watch it, just say the word, because I need to see the ending.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm definitely gonna watch that movie.
Okay, cool. Here, take this. Can you plug that back in?
Look, see, there was no drop off once you were in there. I knew it. All right, guys. So we just got shout out to Richard.
Why do fools
Shout out to
fall in love?
Sean James, hailing from Omaha, Nebraska, with your beautiful self and your beautiful spirit. All right, guys. So we just listened to Overkill. Like I said, the Overkill. Ian wants to know what the Overkill song was called. It's called. Y'all want a single? Oh, I'm sorry. It was.
Babe. No.
It was called Ironbound. Okay. I think I have an idea about what's going on in the song.
Dwayne doesn't even know your name. He called you Ben. He thinks his name is Vin. It starts with a V. Starts with a V. Dwayne. Yeah, he thinks it's Vin. How long have you been with us, Dwayne? My God.
I know. Well, I mean, look, you learn.
My name is not Lori. It's Sori. Yeah.
You learn something new about people every day on the internet, man. I tell you what.
Facts.
Okay.
Okay. So no, I don't know even what the lyrics are.
You didn't even have a suspicion.
Oh, I did.
What was your suspicion?
Right. I think he was singing about his gun because he talked about it. It's coming green and black.
So all my friends come in green and black.
Yeah. I love Ben and Lori.
Gang shit. We're talking about the multiverse thing. I'm sure there's a Ben and Lori right now, and then there's a Kalani.
Yep.
And Kalani's saying, "I love Vin and Sori," and they're laughing about it right now. Yep. Hey, how you doing? Science is so cool. All right.
Yeah. So I thought it was that pound the ground.
One by one doing the crime.
I can't take that part seriously though. It just sounded like something my brother would have come up with.
One by one doing the crime. Never thought twice. Never did time. Never turn back. Never go home. Never get used to being alone. One by one into the sea. Too many eyes are staring at me. 2 by 2. Watch as they go. Who are you and what do you know? I've got your heart in hand. Let it go.
Yeah.
Make it, take it, never let it go till all you know. This is what you make it. Pound the ground. Make it, take it, never. Iron bound. 2 by 2. Iron to bend. keeping the oath right to the end, 3 by 3, break some bones, snapping some
What is
necks,
it with all
never
these
alone.
numbers, Ben?
Here they come, rumble and pound, never get used to hearing that sound. There they go, fast as they come, never come back, never the same. Oh, fast as they came, never go back, never the same. Then there's
So
of
it's the
course
soldiers?
again,
We're talking about soldiers?
all my friends are green and black, all my friends are right, all my friends
Army.
are automatic.
We're talking about
They
the army?
all rule the. All my friends are automatic. They all rule the night.
Yeah.
We rule the night because we have nods.
Night vision.
We have nods. So
Nods, they call it. Us civvies like to call it night vision.
I'm a civilian. Yeah. So
Yeah, but you know a lot more than I know. You know a lot more
Don't
than
do
I
it. Yeah. I think this song is about being deployed and killing people and harming people, and that line, like if you look, he says one by one, doing the crime, never thought twice, never did time.
Yeah, because they're killing people, but they're not going to jail for it.
Yeah,
like
you feel
it's like
yeah.
legalized murder.
Yeah, the first time you kill somebody, man, and that dude is like, you know, yeah, it's crazy. Like if you look on YouTube, I mean,
They have so many stories.
Dudes will they'll tell you about how they, how they gotta deal with that shit.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to watch how people deal with it. Some people, like, they just laugh about it. That's kind of like the fuck those guys, and I feel like that's kind of like a coping mechanism. What do I know? But that's what it seems like to me. Then there are some people that it seems like they're kind of somber about it. Like, it's, why did I choose that job that was going to put me in that situation? Sort of,
You're a violent person. 9/11 was the perfect excuse.
Hmm.
And that's one of the things that almost never gets talked about when it comes to the concept of killology, is the inescapable fact that you've committed a crime. And the problem with a lot of people is they don't understand why they feel that way, because their government is sanctioning it and their government is rewarding it.
Yeah.
So they don't understand why they feel like a criminal.
Yeah.
Especially
Interesting.
Especially in wars like this, where we're attacking people.
Criminal? I've never actually heard any of them say that.
Yeah, where you're attacking people that don't even know you.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't understand this. Like, a lot of the people that died in Afghanistan had no idea what an American even was. And so, of course, if you're doing, you have to. So when you go in with whatever, it's guys at HV, high value, whatever, you go in there, you're supposed to exploit all that intelligence that's there. So, after you do what you got to do, you got to check this dude's pocket, you got to check cavities, you got to check everything. One, because they usually booby trap. The other thing is that they
What do you say cavity? What do you mean cavities?
Cavities in their bodies. Look, many people have died that way, man. Many people have died that way. ISIS was really good at that. They would
Oh my god, that makes me so sick.
They would booby trap their dead in all sorts of elaborate ways, and they hurt a lot of people doing that shit. So So
I don't like the concept of holes and stuff.
Well, it's fascinating. So there's two themes. There's war, death, but there's also friendship. And he goes, never turn back, never go home, never get used to being alone. When he says never go home, what he's talking about is when you come back from deployment, you are now a completely different person, because you have crossed over a boundary marker that the 99% of human beings have not crossed over. And that's an extremely lonely feeling. There's a lot of times where people are like, oh, whatever you're going through, everybody else in the room has gone through it to one degree or another, but not after that. That's a very unique experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of dudes have a hard time because when you're over there, the culture is just kill, and you get celebrated for it. And then you come back here and your buddies aren't there who understand you. And so you're always going to be alone in that sense unless you're around those people. And that's why a lot of these dudes, they got a hard time adjusting, because you're never going to be around people like that again. You're just never going to be around people like that again. And, you know, a lot of people have a very hard time adjusting to that shit. That's why he said, all my friends are black and green.
So I thought it was the army.
Well,
you know, they wear the army green and then your gun would be black.
Camo, and, you know, SEALs doing the green paint thing, Vietnam, whatever. But yeah, I think that's just talking about uniforms or whatever. All my friends are right. All my friends are automatic. That's a good line. All my friends are right. It's true. Like that. You have to say that because your friends are killing people just like you. See what I'm saying?
It's so interesting because when I was a kid and I would meet anybody that, you know, had any sort of job where actually now I look at it, they probably killed people. There was always like a sort of hardness about them, like a seriousness, like, you know, like that, but they didn't look like that they were disturbed, but I was a child. You know, then you grow up and you meet different people and, you know, there's those videos on YouTube where they talk about all their experiences and like, you can see that it did have an effect on these people. Like, I mean, I don't know about everybody. I mean, sure, there's some people that are like, I want to do some all, but like, it just, when you hear these guys telling their stories, like even the ones that like will laugh about stuff, like there's some parts where they get very serious because they are different people, you know? It's sad.
Yeah, man. I mean, I thought they really captured the mindset. 2x2, iron the bend, keeping the oath right to the end. You know, like shit like that, man. It's like,
yeah.
It's true though. It's the, you know, the whole brotherhood thing. I don't really know what about being in those kinds of austere situations turns, like the word is not even love. It's so hard to explain. It's some other thing that you feel for people in that, you know, you don't want nothing to happen to them, dude. You don't even want your boys to stub a toe, like, especially them dudes, because we were, you know. So yeah, man, it's a crazy song, and it is true. Like you. It's not just the friendships you miss, but it's the understanding, I think, is the deepest thing. Is nobody understands you, that part of your being. And so,
yeah,
that's why them dudes are going on them shows, man.
Yeah, you're
because,
totally right.
You know, they get to be around a guy who understands, you know. And
the guy that, he be in there too?
He was SEAL, and then he started contracting with the agency.
You know, he looks so peaceful as a person.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's, you know, found Jesus, and, you know.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's a Christian, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. When he was talking to Tom Satterley, he said they spent the last half hour talking about, you know, finding God and things like that. Because, like I said,
okay. Well,
that's the other thing is, like, when dudes come back home, like, you lose your purpose. What good am I? Why am I here? What am I doing? You know? Yeah. And so, yeah. More is
that's interesting. Well, every time he gives them the gummies.
The gummies.
He's always like, he always basically tells them they're not infused with weed. They're just gummies.
They're just good gummies.
And I always am always confused by that because like, it's like these people have been to war and they're like, why are we getting all religious on that? Now I see. He's a Christian, he's giving them gummies. That's cute.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's tough. And you know what? I feel, you know, this, I can't even explain it, but because I don't want my sons to be in that situation. And I don't want people that I love to be in that. I don't want anybody in that situation, but I do want us to have our freedoms. But then you say to yourself, is it really to gain our freedoms? Or do we have enough, you know, cachet in the entire world where we don't have to keep going over there for our freedoms? Maybe there's some other cause. Maybe there's some other reason. Then you start hearing about the oil and all the different stuff. And then you're like, wait a minute. We've been buying into this lie that like, this is for our freedom. And all the while, this is to line some rich guy's pockets and all of our boys are dead because of that? I don't know, dude. I got a problem with that. But I have a problem with it also because even underneath the guise of, hey, this keeps our freedoms. Like, I don't want to see people go through that.
Yeah, I mean, only the dead have seen the end of war, I guess.
Damn.
9.5.
9.5. Okay. Oh,
I
man,
had to give it a. I was gonna give it a 9.6, but the corn thing I had to. That was my buddy. That's my buddy Brian Welch. Shout out to the homie.
This one, okay, so you guys heard how it was. It started out with a 7, maybe a 7.3, then it bumped up to an 8.4, then it bumped up to a 9.2. It landed itself at a 9.2. Who knew it was gonna do that?
Dude,
But I'll tell you, it was that middle part that got really beautiful. Like, I freaking love beautiful shit.
I think people are gonna love the middle for that second song.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna not believe that it was me.
It's incredible. You know what?
They're gonna not believe it was me.
And,
Like,
you know,
"Yeah,
I
come on, that
hardly-
shit, nigga. Stop lying."
I hardly believe, because Vinny will make stuff, but I have to hear a completed song for me to really be able to like take it in. So like he did one song and then you passed it off, got some drums put into it, and I was like, holy shit, what? So I love the electric guitar. I also love the drums, but like when you start adding the instruments together and your vision comes out on it, it's just, you guys are gonna love it. Maybe we'll play in the Ozarks. Who knows? Maybe they have a metal scene down there.
Yeah, we'll do a concert
You guys can
right
be
in
there.
front of Middle's
Front row.
yard. We're gonna do a concert in Middle's All right, song number 2. Song number 2 in our Overkill thingamajiggy. This is called "Give a Little," and let me read because there's a little bit of a little blurb at the beginning. So let me read that for you, okay? Thank you very kindly. All right, so here we go. I was quite surprised by a certain moment in this song when I first heard it. Given Bobby's usual vocal style, this is "Give a Little" from the same album, Ironbound. Okay, so the first song we listened to was Overkill. What was the name of that song? Ironbound, which was the title track. Now the second song we're listening to is "Give a
Same
Little."
album?
Yeah. So
I thought he was saying it was the same album as what we heard like another day.
So we listened to the title track, and then the second song is coming off that.
And you're saying this is going to be different vocals? That's what he said?
No, he said he was surprised. So let's check it out. Give a little.
Wait. I'm always unprepared.
Give a little.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Igor, if you're talking about modern viewers,
Ian!
what happened?
Good song, but porn and music like Christians see Jesus and toast.
Ridiculous statement. Everybody who heard it knows. It's like Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice stole that Under Pressure beat.
Yeah.
And and so they played it for him. They're like, "Yo, your beat sounds exactly like that Queen song." He was like, "Nah, theirs doesn't have a snare on the fourth rotation."
Okay.
All right. I was surprised by a certain moment, not the whole song.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, hey, me and you were here, bro.
Yeah, I didn't figure it at all. I didn't know what the fuck you were saying.
Give a little Overkill lyric video. The band is Overkill. The DJ is Ben. We are Vin and Sori. Let's do this shit.
Let's do it.
Story lost, the plan complete.
Give a little. Isn't that the song?
Give a little.
Give a little.
Dude, I'm so confused about what this song is about. Because I thought I knew when it started. I was like, oh my gosh, okay.
What did you think
going
it
to hell,
was?
And, you know, you're trying to say a prayer, but it's too late. But then he was saying here. Then it was like basically like the dominance part, and you know, give a little soul and give up some dominance. I thought basically they were saying like, you know, submit yourself to the religion. Is what I thought he was saying.
Which religion?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm gonna make everything about Jesus, so I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Oh, so they're trying to get him to.
Yeah, but no, as the song continued, I don't think that's what it was, because he was like, fuck the sky, fuck the...
I think there's some ghost energy going on here.
Okay.
And I'll tell you in a second. So he says, standing on your own 2 feet, inches away from the infernal heat, right? So we're opening up the scene, and this dude it's over with. He's about to go to hell in this bitch.
Oh no.
All right.
No, I don't believe it's a relationship song.
Sweating like a well, I think it's a relationship with
What?
someone. Obviously, he's got a bad relationship with God.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah,
nigga wouldn't be in
yeah.
the parapets of hell.
You know me, I only put relationship one way.
Let's go. Hey, shout out to Pizza Hut. Remember,
Dude, you're
did
making
we
me
prank
hungry.
call Pizza Hut, or was it Papa John's? Which one
Papa
was it?
John's, that's right.
That was a classic Vin and Sori
That's right, we prank called.
moment.
That's
We
right,
prank
on
called.
camera.
We should bring that back.
I wish I knew
season
which
3.
video that was. I'd go read the comments.
We got to bring that back in season 3.
Yep.
The story's yours, the plan complete, calling out, no one's there. The semblance of a holy prayer. I'm assuming you're calling out to God.
Wait,
He's
pause.
not listening.
That sounds like fun.
Telling you guys are like season 3.
Season 3.
You guys are gonna like season 3. I'm telling you.
Okay, so the guy's about to enter hell?
Yeah, and you're crying out to God, and he doesn't hear your prayer. Now, I don't know if I want to have this discussion. So I just got done watching. We just got done watching movies about near-death experiences.
It's called After Death?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. And I mean, the field right now is pretty crazy as far as this. I'm seeing more and more and more secularists say that the dying brain theory. So that was kind of the idea, is that the reason you see this white light is because your brain is dying out as it loses oxygen. So, for example, when you start going into if you start bleeding out.
Yep. Okay.
One of the first things to happen when you're really in trouble is you start getting tunnel vision. And so, because because of the blood and all this, your brain begins to lack all that shit. And so then you start, collapsing because your visual cortex whatever. But, and so that's why you see the white light and all that shit.
I mean, shoot, if you get hit in the head hard enough, you see white too.
Yeah, you see sparkles, right?
Yeah.
You see little flashes. And so they felt pretty good about that until you had this woman that said there was a shoe at the top left corner of the ceiling of the building.
Yeah.
Because she said when she was in surgery, she floated up past the building and saw everything, including this shoe. This is scientifically documented. Okay? And so things like that, there's literally thousands of stories like that. Other things like
They hear conversation that happened while they were completely
next
dead,
door.
while they were dead.
Right. But the problem is that there's other stories of like 9 doors down.
Hearing something over there.
People getting up and going 9 doors down and seeing what's going on with a total stranger. Nobody, just incredible stories.
HIPAA violations.
Incredible stories. So, anyway.
Oh, Delaney, you have no idea. If you watch it, it's crazy. Some of the experiences these people have had that they were
we might do one of those in a watch along. We might go watch it.
We could probably contact them directly.
But
too. Who knows?
One of the things that was fascinating about the movie was it also covered bad NDEs.
Yes.
So there was one guy, and he was in the hospital for surgery or something like that, and he woke up kind of after surgery, resting his legs and shit. And
his wife was crying, right?
His wife was crying, and he was like, "Man, chill out, we good." And she was ignoring him. And he kept telling her, like, yo, I'm good, look at me. And she kept ignoring him. And he's like, geez, what's your problem? So he goes outside. And when he went outside the door, he essentially said, I had a sense that I could never go back in that door again. I had to stay in the hall. Well, in the hall, coming towards him were these 4 hooded individuals. Couldn't see their faces, couldn't make them out, but they were 4 hooded individuals. And they said to him, you have to come with us now. Mm-hmm. So he starts walking with them down the hall. But then he
started changing his mind. Like,
well, what happened is he said he was walking for a good 10 minutes. And he's like,
hold on.
There's no hall this big in this hospital. And it just, he's like, no, I'm good. And they said, shut up.
And then they got really crazy.
They
literally freaking gave me goosebumps.
They flipped on him.
Yeah.
They flipped, shut up. And then they grabbed him. He said that they were starting to tear him apart. And he cried out to God.
No, isn't that the one where he got dragged down and he was falling.
Yeah.
And he said that like everything was just like whizzing past him, and then when he landed at the bottom, there was beings that jumped on him and they started tearing him apart and like literally eating him. And he said that he didn't know what to do, and so then he prayed.
Yeah.
Because it was all just Jesus. And then, like, this hand or this light, like, shot down from that hole that he dropped down, and it grabbed him, and it pulled him out of that hole. And then he came back into the hospital room and breathed, and he was back alive. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Crazy experience.
Mm-hmm. Ah, Marie Austin in the house. Yeah. And there was another one, too. This kid OD'd. And he had this sensation that he kept falling.
Yeah.
And he said, why am I going here? I've been a good person.
Did I mix the 2 stories?
No.
Okay.
So he was falling, and he said, why is this happening with me? I'm a good person. And when he said, I'm a good person, he said he fell faster. And when he was right there about to hit, he said, okay, Jesus, help me if you can help me, because I'm in a lot of trouble. And same thing. The reason I hesitate to tell those stories is because I don't know if that's going to be your
experience. If you're going to have the opportunity to see. The thing is,
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you don't know if you're going to have a frame of mind even to call out to Jesus if you haven't done it your entire life. Like, what's your knee jerk when something goes bad? Like, are you serious?
No, we're good.
Okay. I was like, that's weird.
No, I agree.
All right, Sean, have a good night. Kill that pizza for us tomorrow.
Well, I don't know about that, King Igor. I think there's been a very big tradition of questioning things, especially in Christian history. If you would look at all the various controversies in Christian history, and most of those were internal, where we're battling each other and questioning each other and debating each other.
Yeah.
So that's a stereotype on the outside, but it's definitely not something that happens in the Christian faith. But
I mean, shoot, we went too far. People burn steak because of it. Like we've obviously been extreme with it, but we definitely had our debates to work through our theology and make sure that it was the most biblical possible, for sure.
Yeah, well, not the Catholics or the Eastern Orthodox. They're not worried about being completely biblical. Mm. But yeah, so I hesitated to talk about the story because I believe those places are real, or I'll say this: I believe those states of being are real.
Yeah.
And I don't know those people's stories. Maybe it was this guy had never truly heard the gospel, and so God kind of made an exception for him.
Yep.
I just don't want people to think,
oh, I have a chance.
Oh, okay, I got that in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, it could very well be that God made an exception for those 2 or 3 people because he knew they were going to make a movie to warn people the shit is real. Mm-hmm. And if you live as a person of hell on this planet and you raise hell on this planet, you're already in hell. And what's going to happen is when your consciousness goes to the next stage of existence, you are going to be locked into whatever you brought up in the world. So if you're part of the kingdom and you're bringing heaven to earth, when you die, you're locked into heaven. Mm-hmm. But if you're outside of that kingdom and you're raising hell, you're bringing hell down, up into the earth, then when you die, you're going to be confirmed in that. if there are exceptions for people, that's cool, but I wouldn't bank on it. The scripture says now is the day of salvation. So if my thing is like, if there's, I always tell people, like, if there's any part of you at 0.00004% that says this may be true, I think you should engage with that consciousness inside of yourself. Because there's, like, right now as I'm talking, there is another voice in your head saying this shit is true, you should listen. And all I'm saying is interrogate that voice. And if I'm crazy, then I'm crazy. But I mean, I think all of us know intuitively that the 70 spins around the sun thing cannot be all that there is to it. The relationships are too powerful. Love is too much of a binding force. There's no way. And there's no excuse not to understand that consciousness happens after death with all the science that we've got. I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's a parable in the Bible that talks about this man. He goes and he realizes that there's treasure and it's buried in this field, and he's like, oh shit, I know, I want that. Whoops, what happened here?
I don't know, I destroyed the world. We'll be back.
Just click on my thing.
Don't worry, dear listener.
We're back. So he's like, he finds out about this treasure being buried in this field. He's like, oh shit, well, I want that treasure. And that treasure was worth more than anything he had in his life. So he goes and he sells everything that he has so he can go buy that field. And obviously he finds the treasure, you know? And Jesus compares this to, like, knowing him, like, going in that direction with that. Like, Jesus is the ultimate treasure. So if you think to yourself, there's literally, you know, right now in your life, maybe you're like, this is important to me, that's important to me, whatever. But when you die and you're in that other existence when money means nothing and all of the things that you thought were so important end up meaning nothing. Like, if you were at that place, you would probably say, I would literally sell everything to be able to have that opportunity to be able to try, just to see if that spirituality is right or real. And so this opportunity right now, while you're in the stream, like Ben planned this stream, it got canceled for one reason or another, it got put to this night. And this night has brought different people, probably because of the warning stream that we did yesterday also. And so you guys are all here for a very specific reason. And it's just crazy because we're talking about this experience about, like, you're not dead yet. You're still at the place where you sell everything to buy that field. And if you sell everything and you buy that field and you find out that the field is empty, well, you know, you can work the land. If you sell everything and you buy the field and you find the treasure that you actually know is there because you saw it buried there or you heard it is buried there, then you're going to be ultimately in a better place. But it's, you know, this is the moment, like you said, today is the day of salvation. It's crazy, like the timing of everything. So yeah, sell everything so you can buy that field.
Yeah, and last thing I'll say, even when it goes against the laws of physics reality, I stand by my statement. Igor, there are lots of things that are not explicable by physics in science.
Yeah.
For example, the UAP phenomena.
Yep.
It's documented. Experts in the field say that the things that these craft are doing violate Einsteinian physics. Yeah. Secondly, Einstein's hidden variables was completely and totally jettisoned as of December 2022. If you go to load up your google.com, go to Google and type in local realism. Yep. And you'll see that there is no such thing as locality. That means a neutron is not in a position until it's observed. And Einstein's laws relative to the speed of light are violated by this in quantum entanglement. So my point is, if you want to believe, there are more than enough reasons that God has provided us for believing. If you want to disbelieve, then you can ignore those things and hang out in your disbelief. That's cool. I just want to disabuse the rest of the audience of the notion that Christians are faith-based and then non-Christians are not faith-based. That's not true.
No, it's not true. It's interesting though because, like, obviously we have our stuff goes back thousands of years, and people are always like, oh, you know, some people are like, oh, well, why would I want to believe something written by some old dead guys? But if you follow science, then you should be up on the scientific discoveries of the time. And I'm finding that there are a lot of people who are still claiming scientific reasons or scientific belief, but are not up on the current scientific discoveries that actually changes things drastically for you guys, like what Vin was just bringing up. There you go. There's the link.
King Igor, Scientific American is not a arm of the U.S. government. Neither is a Nobel Prize. Okay, So when I talked about Einstein's hidden variables being jettisoned, that was relative to the winners of the Nobel Prize, 3 of them, one of whom was an American. That happened in December of 2022. Okay? So it's not the government. These are experts in the field. I gave you an introductory article right there. You can check it out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The universe is a lot stranger than we thought, and that's good news. What do you give the song?
What do you give it? I think I'm gonna go with a 9.
Yes, Nathan. Yes. If local reality isn't real, doesn't that mean that science finally agrees with ancient philosophy that reality is a projection? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that's why guys like Bernardo Castro, Don Hoffman, Yosha Bar, all these guys are now becoming mainstream. You seeing them on Lex Friedman and all this other, Diana Pasolka. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, we're in really exciting times, and this information is for everybody. So Igor, I hope you look into that stuff and, you know, hey, it is what it is.
It's pretty interesting if you don't want to hold to biases, you know. If you're like, okay, I'm ready to let my mind kind of take that leap, then
quantum entanglement is a hard theory to understand as it disregards time and space. I agree. I agree completely. I agree completely.
So I gave it a 9. What did you give it?
I'm going to give this one a 9.6. I really, really like this song a lot. I really, really did. It was provocative, and I love them. I didn't know that I was this much of a thrash type person. Maybe it's because I haven't been able to listen very well to thrash because we do so many like weird genres here. So it might be one of those things where it's like,
I feel like you,
but I still feel like these songs are just insanely heavy.
Yeah.
And it's not just because I miss it. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Yeah, EFOG. Listen, man, VinandSori@gmail.com. That's just the beginning. That's just the beginning of the rabbit hole. Like, I literally could talk for 10 hours straight without a break right now about all this shit. But yeah, I'll hook you up with the info because it's incredible. I hear you, Middle, relative to the Nobel Prize, but that wasn't what was going on here. As a matter of fact, the opposite was going on because there was nothing new in those experiments, but the Nobel board did not want to give that award because of the implications of disagreeing with Einstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course.
I thought it was the implications of what it would mean going forward.
No, the implications are Einstein said that quantum entanglement was crazy and that it was spooky action at a distance, and there must be hidden variables that explain this instantaneous, faster than light communication. And so they held off for a long time to awarding it to those dudes for that reason. So the politics were actually working against them.
Wow.
Because it was basically Einstein versus Peiss. Remember, we were walking down the street and he looks up and he says, "Dr. Peiss, are you really telling me the moon's not there unless it's observed?" And so that was essentially the two coasts on this topic. And obviously mainstream science went with Einstein. And I don't think they're crazy for that. And then that happened. Okay. Commercial break. Right back. Actually, no commercial break. Yeah, Sori's got an errand to run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything.
You have to push over more.
You can ask me anything, you losers.
More. I'm too fat for this.
Gosh. You need to lose weight. Your bum is too big. All right. Shout out to King Igor. I've read authentic science and propaganda government affairs with anything. Okay, so Igor, you just don't want to believe, and that's okay. You can have your unbelief if you want. That's cool, man. You're still welcome. Can I ask you something? Absolutely, you can ask me. Yeah, I'm trying to trigger the white light. Oh, man. All right. How about a clue about season 3? Season 3. The theme of season 3 is going to be interaction. Interaction. So that's as much as I can say. Second best corn song. You know, it's actually one of their newest songs. It's living my life horrified, nothing I ever pacified, I know my life being down. All right, let me see. What's the name of that song? The name of that song is Insane. Yeah, I think currently my second favorite Korn song is Insane. That's my question. Season 3, Ask Anything and My Mind Goes Blank. All right, good. Let's keep going. Did I win DJ of the Year in 2023? I forgot whose stream it was that was killing that shit. But there was a stream. I think it was actually, was it yesterday? Was it the morning stream? I forgot. I have to talk Sori. I have to talk to Sori. Okay. If you could go to anywhere in the world right now, where would it be and why? If I could, I'd be on a plane to Gaza. Why? I'm not going to say. Good question, though. Right Now is another good song by Korn. Agree. Counting on Me is a good song for me as well. How about letting us introduce our songs when we DJ, maybe a pre-recorded video? Absolutely. I did not have that as part of season 3, but I think that is legit, right? Because initially we just read the little intros, but I would love it if we had little videos and like, boom, you could read the intro there or whatever. That would be badass. I think Archero is DJ of the Year so far. His mix like 2 or 3 days ago was insane. It was somebody, I forgot who it was. But yours was insane too, because it was a preview of season 3. But that's a very good idea. If you're that kind of person, yeah, like you're a video intro instead of just us reading it, that would be badass for sure. I would be down for that. For sure. I know you talked about this before. But if the yes, Lost Hate, Twitch is going to be part and parcel of our strategy in season 3 because there's things that we want to watch in an extended time period and we have less copyright issues to worry about there. We also have forms of our own that can protect us from copyright as well because we've got a subscription to pretty much every major TV program, and so there's a lot of things. But I can't keep talking about it because I'm going to give everything away. Chicken or beef? I'm probably beef. Although I've got this friend, he's a Bhakti yoga practitioner, which is basically Hinduism. And you know how they get down relative to cows. So I was hesitating a little bit, but definitely the beef. Villagers and DJs can be part of the intro stream. Time to change the outdated intro. I agree. I'm with it 100%. Any more questions for you, boy? Anytime I do an Ask Me Anything, like I really intend to be as absolutely honest as possible. What's up, Jay? I was just telling them that we're looking for a drummer because I have a lead guitarist. But I need a drummer in the Florida area. While watching YouTube, listening in the case on there's again. I wish humans would see our father and love. Yeah. Anything Lost Hate. Favorite classic movie? Forrest Gump, probably. I don't know if Forrest Gump is classic, but I just introduced my kids to it, and they loved it. It made... I think I love that movie probably more as the time goes on because of how innocent... He was able to maintain his innocence, and... I miss that. Like, I wish I had been able to maintain my innocence, you know? But, you know, shit happens. When are you releasing your songs? Season 3, that's going to be a major part of it. We've got, in my opinion, about 3 songs that I'm really, I think are good to go. Obviously, we need Jay's, you know, he's in the room right now. He's a songwriter himself. We're going to be actually launching season 3 with really cool stuff. Oh, okay. So that was the last question. Any more questions for your boy? Any more questions for your boy Ben? Thank you for being so patient, by the way. Shut up, Jay. Jay's being funny. So like I wrote a riff for a song, like the first song that we all did. So I sent it to everybody. Jay comes back and tweaks it a little bit. I hit the play button. So it's like, yo, what's that? What's that? I'm like, this is Jay's part to the song we did. She like reacted like it was like a nuclear explosion. I was like, oh, okay. So I just threw away my idea and just went with Jay's. And to be quite honest with you, he had a better instinct on it for sure. I mean, that's why he's a lead guitarist. Yeah, but Sori was like, oh, she was fanboying the entire time. Then I was like, that's Jay's part. She said, oh. Oh, man. I was going to ask about the song you've been working on. There's one song that's completely done conceptually. There's another one that's done instrumentally. Jay, that tremolo part, after the whatever, I need something on top of that one. I have an idea of how that progression's supposed to go, so I'll hit you up later for that. But yeah, you got jealous. Yeah, man, because Sori doesn't react to a lot of my playing unless I'm like playing like this the soft, pretty shit. And so it was like, this is some heavy shit. Yeah, I admit it. It was heavy, and so like he just had a better instinct for it. Jay sent me something yesterday, and I was playing it, and I was like, "Yo, it's some Dimebag Darrell shit." Like the dude has just a good sense of riff making. He just does. Do you need a vocalist and a front man? I do for guest portions. If you, I don't know how this is gonna sound, but if you have any sort of like indie kind of singing type thing, that is something I would love. Like if you could do like another language, but like an indigenous language, like North American indigenous language, like I would love that, to incorporate that in some of our music. So if you can do that, great. What about collaborations with music? Yeah, we've done a couple collabs. I think part of the issue is that the space kind of became oversaturated about 2 years ago, and then because most other people's system is an AdSense type system where they make money off the video itself. We don't make any money on the videos because we play them all the way through. Right?
Yeah.
So, long story short, a lot of guys just dropped off once the market became so saturated because it was eating into their AdSense. You need a lot of people
to watch the video. That's why we can get away with, like, sometimes people will be like, what? Your channel's ruined. There's only 300 views on this one video. But because it's DJ driven, the DJs buy the song. We do whatever it is that they want. And it doesn't matter to us whether or not the song is going to get 300 views or, 10,000 in the first two hours. It's really...
we don't make any money off it anyway.
It really doesn't matter.
Those warning videos, we could have made $700 on that shit if we didn't get caught. Like, you motherfucker.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Which shirt? This one or the one Vinny's wearing?
Is it mine or Sori's? This is a tattooed Blessed Mother. It's
that's one of my things that's gone missing.
The Blessed Mother here.
I friggin' love that shirt.
I'm a
it would finally fit too.
I'm a big fan.
This shirt, this one it's Warrior Gym, but I wear it for a couple different reasons. But one of the reasons is because it came from Dusted. 7 Dusted sent us each a shirt, and this one was from him. It's also a shirt that I almost got into a fight in that I really wanted to have. And so it's every time I wear it now, I'm always like, yo, that. But
that was in Florida?
There's like one part of me that's like,
yo, Shorty.
But there's another part of me that's a little bit embarrassed about it. So
I'm not gonna say, but like Shorty took off her shoes
And my socks.
Like,
I was wearing socks. I
this
took
is
off my hip.
this is something in the ghetto. What happens is like when the girls
Pin my hair back.
when a girl's gonna really set it on another girl, she starts taking out her
I
earrings.
did. I prepared myself. I said, I know my socks are gonna slide on this tile.
Yeah, but
all right, I need that grip.
yeah, Shorty was talking all reckless, but she looked on nervous. Get out of here,
And I
you
went
fucking
this
cowardly
face.
bitch! Oh boy, oh boy. All right, we are
The
Christians.
racism that happens when people are mad is just weird.
Yeah. She was.
Anyway, you know, there's a part of me that regrets the entire thing. But
I don't regret it at all that she was sleeping on you because you white.
she was sleeping on me.
Shorty thought, oh, blah blah blah, and then when you took your shoes off and shit, he's like, come over here,
But
bitch.
hold on a
She,
minute. Hold on.
she didn't want to. You don't want a problem. You just be blogging. All right.
I was like, if I get right up in her face and she takes one swing, I can handle one swing, and then that's gonna give me that's the okay that I can go in.
You beat the hell
I
out of her.
never get that go ahead from Jesus. So I never get the go ahead.
The time you gave me that dude's address. It's the same shit. All right, guys, here we go.
Yep.
Thank you, Ben, for being so patient. The next song is called Lost by a band named Death Angel. Death Angel
Is this
name
the
of
one
band.
that we're watching the official on? No, that's it.
I've never been a big Death Angel fan, but their
Okay.
2006 album, The Evil Divide, was amongst my favorite that year. Lost is not a thrash song, but is a good one nonetheless. Vin and Sori, watch official, as they haven't seen what the band looks like yet. Village, you guys will watch the alternative link. Okay.
Just click on it right there, babe, on that phone.
Yeah.
The official
yeah,
will play it. But start it now because it's going to be the ad, and I don't want it to be 4 or 5 seconds behind.
Okay.
It's
All
like
right,
gets with
well,
me.
talk to the
So yeah, so
that's
that
you
so
gotta
that's
have everything perfect for her grace.
Right.
Me!
Death Angel. We're gonna get to watch the official over here. No, I mean this could be for the DJ too because you're gonna rate it higher if you have a good experience with it.
Oh boy, here we go. All right,
Babe,
guys, here we
like,
go.
I don't know why so much heat is radiating off your body, but it is freaking hot in this room.
I'm enjoying
I'm
myself.
shining.
I'm enjoying myself. Weights lifted. All right, here we go. Death Angel Lost. Let's do this shit.
Anybody hear me now? A cruel and falling sun, bleeding to the skies above. Forgive me, please, for what I've done. The only truth is death, they claim. I chose to give that lie, force feeding truth to so many. My eyes numb as I watch them die. Trade me, then blame me. I bought into this game. Mold me, then stole me. I'll never
I like that band. The vocal style, the hardness of it, the aesthetics from the video. You guys should check out that video. I love all of it, start to finish. And what a message he was putting out there. Holy shit. We're talking about war again, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That's so terrible. So he's talking about basically being tricked into it, but then you got to live with it. The guilt, the shame, the pain. Oh, really? This isn't what they usually sound like, Ben? Okay, that's kind of disappointing. I really like this one. He says, can anybody... Oh, you going?
Go, man.
Can anybody hear me now? A cruel land's fallen sun, pleading to the skies above, forgive me, please, for what I've done. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it seems like this guy had some participation in war, and he's living with what that was like and what he participated in. The only truth is death, they claim. I choose to gift that lie. I chose to gift that lie, force-feeding truths to so many as my eyes as I watch them die. Okay, so now he's talking about like going over there, being a part of something where people are getting killed. Train me, then blame me. I bought myself into this game. Mold me, then scold me. I'll never be the same. See, now I'm not sure about the blame me part. I can understand a person feeling like, you know, like your own self-condemnation, but train me and blame me, like, have you heard that in any of those stories where the government will train them and then blame them for like what happened?
Well, I don't think they're talking about the government, because it starts off by talking about a cruel land's fallen sun. So there's a sense in which we're trained by Americans because it's your tax dollars at work.
Uh-huh.
But when you come home, these dudes got PTSD, all the rest of it, and they're treated like, well, that's your problem.
I cannot stand it when I see somebody out there with a sign that says that they're a vet and they need help. I'm like, oh.
But I mean, same thing in the 60s. Dudes were coming back from Vietnam. People were spitting in their face, all type of shit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm still not clear on the blame. Did you just say it and I like missed it?
Well, the country trained him to go to war.
Yeah, I got that.
But now that he's home, the ramifications of what he's done, he's got to carry it himself.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah, because if we took accountability for people being in that situation, there'd be a lot more help. They would be begging for help.
Well, there's that, and there's also the self-righteous, you know, left-wing college kid that when you come home, they'll say you're a killer, a murderer, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of that shit going around. Which, now looking back at it, they were right, you know, relative to the GWAT, but, you know, that's one hell of an oops. It's one hell of a thing to make a mistake on.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, if you're in a combat MOS, that's one of the major things that people brag about. You know, only 2% of the country joins the military, and of that, only 1% join a combat MOS, and you're special, blah, 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 blah. You know, and so, like, but there's a lot of truth to that, actually. Because most human beings would never put themselves in a situation during wartime to be in a situation like that. And like a lot of times, like you're in an environment sometimes that like takes you out of like the real world. And a lot of times you just feel like you're in a video game. Because it's just so much shit that you're not supposed to see in the real world. It's hard to compute.
What do you mean? Are you talking about when you're online? What are you talking about?
It's just hard. It's
Or in those environments, people
Just
that,
in
from
those
those
environments.
experiences you've heard. They're
I'm
like,
saying the concept of killing
oh,
is in those areas, and it's like, oh, we're at war, and so all of these mores that killing is the ultimate taboo, and it doesn't matter what people say, like there's always that thing, you know. So, but what I'm trying to explain is like you know, people that are in those situations, like it's such a crazy environment, and you're not really thinking about what you're doing because you want to stay alive, or you want your buddy to stay alive,
Yeah.
or you're angry at this guy for killing your
Yeah.
buddy, and it's. I've been on football teams, I've been on baseball teams, and the vibe, it's a team vibe, and when you get out of that environment, and then you start having this Rolodex of, you know, it's a really difficult thing to reconcile yourself with.
so there's a sense in which you do the deed all together, but you have to bear the weight of it alone.
I have a family member that's still operating, and you know, our family is, you know, I mean, you got kind of a glimpse in it. Our family are extremists, and so
I thought you were going to talk about the other family member.
he's getting all these accolades, you know, like we kind of similar career paths type of thing, but he, you know, and one of the OGs talked to him. They said, hey man, like, because something had happened where he was going in for support, and then the hostage didn't end up making it. And so I said, you know, like, how you know, and he's like, well, he wasn't running point on it, but he saw the whole thing happen. And I'm like, you know, how are you dealing with that? And he's like, I don't think about that shit, bro. Like, I got another case to work. I'm not in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yep, there it is. So I'm just preparing for that, because that's a big fucking crash. And he knows it too. Like, he knows it. But
How do you know he knows it?
because I know him. But either way, the song was incredible. It definitely communicated what it needed to communicate. You know, we know there's going to be another war in 3 or 5 years because our country is addicted to it. I just, you know, like the next group of young people, like, I hope you guys, you know, make better decisions than the people that came before you. And this you know, we got Delaney's and shit like that. Like, they're a lot wiser than we were at that age. So, but yeah, man, I get it. You're young. You want to test your metal. I get it. Me personally, it's a silent count. What do you give it?
It was a 10.
Yeah, people were saying I wasn't
10.5.
impressed with the song.
It.
I was very impressed with the song. It was just coming at me from an angle that I wasn't expecting. But it was a great song. You know, on personal reasons, I'm going to give it a silent count. One of the things though about the video, we saw the official video, and in the official video, there's this kid, and there's Arabic letters, and I'm assuming these are because just like we have psychological operators, the bad guys have psychological operators too. So kids looking at this flyer, and it's in Arabic. From what I could make out, it was a quote from Surah Al-Tawbah, chapter 9 in the Quran, and it was talking about going to jihad, you know, kill them with every ambush, that type of thing. So that's what the kid was reading in the video. That's what I mean, my Arabic is horrible, obviously. So, but I do remember that thingamajiggy. And then it turned into an American flag, which obviously the message is both groups of young people are being propagandized by the icons of sanctity in the society. So in an Islamic society, the Quran is the ultimate. American society, the flag is the ultimate. and both groups are.
Wow.
And it's always kids. It's always kids. Like it's that movie, The Kingdom, was a pretty crazy movie, and it starts off with these agency guys, and they're working, I think, in Afghanistan or something like that, and a car bomb goes off and kills whatever. Then it shoots to America at the CIA headquarters or whatever. And one of the guys that died in the explosion was married to one of the case officers. So she's in the room and she gets this news about her husband. And Jamie Foxx, who was one of the main actors, kneels over her and whispers something to her. And when he does that, she looks up at him and gives him a hug, and then they go off and go to work. They're looking for this high value target. And at the end of the movie, they found the HVT, and they went in there and they found dude and they killed him.
Oh, I know. I remember.
And they killed dude in front of his son.
Oh my God. How old was the kid?
And the kid was like 9-10 years old. So he sees the Americans go in there and kill his dad. And obviously he's crying over his father's body. And at the end of the movie, the mom leans over to the child
Says the same thing.
and whispers something into his ear. And the kid looks up at her and smiles. And then it shifts back to the initial scene where Jamie Foxx at the beginning of the movie was comforting the
wife.
woman.
Yeah.
And now we can hear
What was said?
what he said. And what he said to her was, "Don't worry about it. We're going to kill them all." Then it cuts to the scene of the little boy
It's just never ending.
over the dad. And the mom whispers into the ear, "Don't worry. We're going to kill them all." And it was like, yo.
That's why Jesus said turn the other cheek, because if nobody turns the other cheek, the world will never stop. It's just going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
It's just an incredible message. Incredible message.
Damn.
That didn't change my mind about shit, though. I was like, what a great literary device. Good job. Oh,
Wow.
stupid. I'm not as smart as you people think I am, dear listener. Not at all. Not at all. All right, guys. Commercial break. Would you give it?
10.5.
I gave it a silent count. We'll return on the other side of the break, dear listener. This is Vin and Sori. We got, sadly, sometimes the only way to end a conflict is total war.
I mean,
That is the only way to do it.
That's essentially what the flood was, right? Because
That is the way to do it.
The world was full of violence, and so then that's why God flooded it. Like, it had to be total.
Yeah. All right, guys. Commercial break. We shall return. Shout out to everybody that served and all that jazz. You're not alone. There are people who understand you. All right. Here we go. Commercial break. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull
You
that off.
can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village. Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. Oh, okay.
Buy our merch indeed, and child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener. One of the reasons we're not going to have the flood again is because Jesus died on the cross.
Yep.
So, now when God looks down at the violence of the earth, he looks to people like you and says, all right, Delaney, we can't flood the world anymore. Jesus showed up. So go out and be Jesus to people so they can stop killing each other. That's the ball game. Good question. Very, very good question. I don't think he's going to set it on fire either, but if you show up to the Bible boogies, we can do a pretty long discussion about that. Okay.
All right, you guys. Testament is next.
One last thing I'll say. Whatever happens, Delaney, whatever whatever. Anytime you hear something about God, I want you to think about this. There is a command that is repeated 365 times in your Bible. It says, do not be afraid.
Yep.
So anytime you hear something relative to God or theology or whatever, underneath everything is love, but right above that love surface is the command, do not be afraid. Mm-hmm. Okay, so flood, lightning, thunder, fire, blah, 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 blah. If God's talking about it, it's because he loves us, but you don't be afraid. Mm-hmm. That's what he wants. Do not be afraid.
That's because ultimately he's working everything out for the good of those who belong to him. Obviously, we believe everybody on our channel is going to, before the end, belong to him. Like that's, maybe call it a faith statement, but I don't know. It seems a little bit more than faith to me.
This is weird.
But,
people are saying they can't hear?
Well, it's one person saying it.
Oh, okay. Okay. 365 for each day of the year.
Vin is, he's not... I have never met anybody as smart as Vin. And Vin is on so many different topics too. And that's why sometimes I'll be like, babe, what is this supposed to mean? He's like, why would I know that? How could I know that? I'm like, yeah, but you know a lot of information on a lot of topics. There's no preparation that goes into these streams. We don't look at the lyrics. We don't know anything about it until it starts. And then pops all this stuff he's going to talk about. Literally, every time we do this, I think to myself, this would be such a short reaction channel. It would only be a reaction channel if it was me. I'd listen to the song and react. That'd be it. But you draw out all this conversation, and I like talking with you, so it becomes a conversation. But you're the one that ultimately steers the cart. You're very smart.
We should have done a poll.
No, we should have.
About that rip. He thinks because corn was an E and they were an A that the.
No.
Or vice versa.
We literally.
It's literally the same riff. Ben, it doesn't count because you're a fan of that band.
Yeah, that doesn't count at all.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
You're not going to say that.
Testament.
Yeah, when you were bringing it up, he's like, this is not about corn. This is Overkill.
Testament. Hold on. I don't want to misreading the intro. Throne of Thorns. The band is named Testament, but stick around, guys, because I want to read this thing here because we got introductions for you beautiful people. Okay, guys, get ready. In 2012, Testament released The Dark Roots of Earth. I was still fairly new to the whole metal thing and was into Megadeth. We are playing Megadeth tonight. Stay tuned. Metallica and Maiden at the time. Oh, look at that. Megadeth, Metallica, Maiden. That's three M's. I saw the album art for this one. I thought, I probably won't like it. It probably has some kooky vocals. I was not into harsh vocals at the time and was guessing that those would be featured on the album. I gave it a go, and something about Chuck Billy's vocals sounded good to me. After listening to this album, Testament became my favorite band until 2016. What's your favorite band now? This is my favorite track from the album, Throne of Thorns Extended Edition. Okay? So here is Throne of Thorns.
And we can know that we're not going to have cookie vocals.
The poll would be all, I don't believe it. You know what I'm going to do, Middle? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let a couple days go by, right? We're going to be in a totally different situation. And I'm going to play both of those riffs side by side. And then I'll do the poll. And then we'll see.
I think we can set that up on YouTube too.
Yeah. But I'm going to give it some time. The structure of the riff was exactly the same. Yes, we do Slaughter to Prevail. Hallelujah. All right, guys. Here we go. Sean, I don't want to bias you.
Yeah.
But you're definitely going to be a voter. But I don't want to buy. I don't want to bias you.
See. You'll see.
Testament, Throne of Thorns. Let's do it.
Behold now, the power I will comes straight from my soul. Crimson rain, rain through the fire of bodies I claim. Legions of darkness I call unto thee. Decisions I make for I rule. Black in my kingdom of warriors above, eager to storm iron gates. God of war, no remorse. God of war, throne of thorns, fireborn, throne of thorns.
White woman in the sun. Frank White, the medicine. Cron, the medicine. I got the lettuce in.
All
You
right.
turn green like cucumber skin. Got the new Hummer in the summer when I was a newcomer then. Drugs and Mac 10s. Hug from fake friends. Make ends, they hate you. Be broke. Bitches won't date you. That's why I relate to. Choke your ass out till your face glue. Make you open the safe too, no matter how you call it. This brolic, alcoholic, like his weed, greened out like his brick solid. Distribute 2 clips who take heart like Valentine, drink Valentine all the time. Slug hit your chest, tap your spine, flatline. Heard through the grapevine, you got fucked 4 times. Then that 3 to 9 fucked you up for real though. Sling steel slow. As for remorse, we feel no. It's a good line.
It is. As for remorse. we
Sling
feel no.
steel slow. As for remorse, we feel no.
Sling steel.
Biggie's the
slow.
best. Biggie's the best. B.I.G. B.I.G.
What can you say? What can you say?
B.I.G. Okay.
All right, let's check.
This band, first of all, the guitar driven metal. Listen, if you're listening to heavy metal, the shit's gotta be heavy and it's gotta be fucking metal. Period. End of story. This song was heavy as shit. It was heavy as shit, dear
It
listener.
was. Babe, when it talks about
And
like
that
God of
solo,
War,
that solo, yeah, just one more thing about the guitar. That solo was necessary. That song would not be the same song without that solo. And that is, most of the time, there's a solo in a song, I'm like, eh. Even the solo in our song, like, I'm like, the song could still be pretty decent without it. But this particular one, no. No, like this, musician-wise, somebody said, like, I need to pick up my guitar. I want to play my guitar. And like, that's exactly right. Like every time I listen to like a guitar track and somebody's just going unconscious on that shit, I'm like, man, I want to play my guitar right now.
no, it's right in there when you want.
It was a funny story too. Like I was practicing one of the
yeah,
joints.
he is.
I was practicing one of the joints and that we're doing, and the kids love the song.
Oh my word.
Seneca. Everybody asks, like, who's the, your kids must be metalheads. The big ones are not metalheads
not
at all. The
Not at
little
all.
ones, though,
The little ones are.
they love the song. They've already memorized the lyrics.
Facts, though. Every single one of them went to concerts in my womb.
Yep, that's true.
So they
heard
would,
it.
I mean...
And you were big each time.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were
They
hearing
were
that
hearing
shit.
it.
And they were hearing our shit, too.
So Seneca, yeah, 100%. Seneca is one, and he did this. So you start playing the song.
Well, he was asleep. That's the thing. He was asleep. He was fast asleep. And then I started playing the song, and then
And it wasn't even on an amp.
he woke up, looked around, and immediately started headbanging. It was like the coolest thing ever. Also, Ben, I'm gonna sue you because I was overtraining and I strained my neck here. So I got put on the bench as far as like training, exercise, and shit. But I almost went to the hospital last night. If you know me, like that's. So I'm like really hopped up on a lot of like painkillers right now, and unfortunately for me, I'm sitting there rocking.
Yeah.
Then I thought to myself, like, I'm gonna pay the.
You are gonna pay the price.
I'm gonna pay the price for this shit. I'm gonna pay the price for this, but it's all good. It's metal, man, and I needed this. I needed thrash.
I have to
metal
tell you
right
guys
now.
what he did. Vin is so friggin' extreme with everything that he does. He did so many push-ups, he was losing count, and he injured his neck from doing it. That's what happened. And his form is like on point. I watch him. I know. It wasn't Paul Form that did it.
The point is, don't overtrain. That's the big thing.
I'll tell you though,
Because then
I
you
had
won't be able
this
to headbang.
situation with my neck, and it didn't get better until I'm not a big believer in chiropractors, but in that situation, when I was in excruciating pain in the shower and I couldn't get it to relax, and I literally thought about shaving my whole head because I thought my heavy hair was what was bothering me. I was like, nah, this is some Napoleon Dynamite shit. Remember that guy when he got sick and he shaved his whole head?
Yeah.
Anyway, so you should probably see a chiropractor. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to headbang.
Yeah, no, I know. It
Okay,
sucks.
God of War. Babe, every time that we talk about the God of War, what is it? I was going to say
Mars,
Shinzu or whatever. Shinzu, what is it? Who
Oh,
is it?
Sun Tzu, the art of war. Sun Tzu?
No, maybe that's what I was thinking. No,
The famous book,
Shinzu?
Sun Tzu.
Okay.
He wrote this famous book called The Art of War.
Okay, I think I'm confusing that with, who is the God of War? The one,
Mars.
Like, it's Mars?
Yeah.
I thought the name was different. Anyway, now
Well,
when I
it
hear
would be
it,
different
because everything is getting mixed together, I'm like, well, you're not really, though.
What about Kratos?
No.
There's a video game called God of War
where
you play
I
as
thought
Kratos.
it was, actually what I
What
saw.
about Ares?
No, it was, your buddy, Adi? It seemed like it was in that realm.
On the Hindu side?
I think so.
The God of War?
Yeah.
Well, Arjuna is the warrior. Krishna, Arjuna was on the thing, and Krishna was telling him, "You got to go kill these people because they were his family. He didn't want to do it." And so Krishna was saying, "That's just another attachment to the physical world. They need to die." So he sent them off to kill those. And that's what's going on a lot in the Bhagavad. Was Krishna sitting next to Arjuna's chariot and telling him he's got to do it? There's Balaram.
That's it.
Hermes.
Shiva.
She's not the goddess. She's destruction. She's a destroyer, isn't she?
That's what I was looking up. Destroyer of Worlds, right? I think that's what I was looking up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay,
Gotcha.
but also, I'm like God of War. I'm sorry. I think a lot of people do not understand Jesus. And when you see the angel of the Lord in the Old Testament and you understand that as Jesus, nobody fucks with him as the God of War. Like, forget about it. I mean, even the way that he's described in Revelation, it's almost terrifying if you're on the wrong side of that.
You're on the wrong side.
The wrong side of that wrath.
It's like being on the right side of the U.S. military. If you're on the right side of the U.S. military, great. If you're on the wrong side of the U.S. military, so yeah. Listen, Jesus was called the captain of the Lord's host before he was called the Lamb of God. Okay, so he is the creator and the destroyer in one.
I don't think you put them
Be
on
quiet.
Red. Put them on red.
I need to put them on red. Okay. Behold now the power I wield that comes from my soul. Crimson rain through the fire, bodies I claim. Legions of darkness, I call unto thee. Decisions I make, for I rule. Blacken my kingdom of warriors above, eager to storm iron gates. This coarse refrain was so gangster. God of war, fireborn, throne of thorns, God of war, no remorse, fireborn. Listen to these words to what I have
all
said.
right, guys, I'm
sorry.
I'm going totally off here. But like, okay, so I'm going back to the Jesus thing. I don't know. I don't think they're not Christian, right? Testament?
No.
Okay. Behold now the power I wield that comes from my soul. If you're thinking about Jesus and the power that he has from himself, and then it says crimson rain, which he by his blood, that's what gave him the name above every other name. That's what made him the most powerful. Rain through the fire of bodies I claim, and then the fire of bodies I claim, because he went to the cross to bring many sons to glory, to bring us to the Father. And then legions of darkness I call unto thee, decisions I make for I rule. Because every demonic, divine, any all of those gods, the pagan gods, the Greek mythology, all of those gods are subject to the one true God. And so they all have to answer to him. And because of the cross, we were just looking at this thing where the two fighters, and one of them was like, basically saying, like, I have this spirit inside of me.
Deontay Wilder.
Detail it, because you know him better.
Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. They're sitting across each other. It was one of the most gangster moments I've ever seen in my life.
It was crazy.
Because Deontay Wilder's like, when you step in the ring with me, you're not stepping in the ring with Deontay Wilder. You're stepping in with the Bronze Bomber or something like that.
He's like, maybe it's one of my ancient
Tyson Fury says, well, what's that? Who's that?
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know, man. It might be another spirit. It might be it might be a spirit of my ancestors.
Yeah.
And he said, Tyson Fury said, what? He said, you're getting it. He's like, there's no way you can win now. Because you're talking about all these spirits and things. And he said, he said, I'm a Christian. I don't believe in that shit.
And then he brought
and Tyson Fury's like, well, I believe in it. And then he goes, you're getting it. You're not going to beat me now.
And that's when he said Jesus.
He said, now you can't win because God is for me. You can't beat me. He's like, I'm telling you, you're not going to beat me.
You already lost because you left the spirit inside you. Sure enough, when they're fighting, the one with the spirits apparently knocks out the other guy.
Yeah.
And then he comes back up, which to me was like just another depiction of the resurrection.
He rose from the dead like Undertaker. He took a real shot. I thought it was over with.
And then he took him down.
He brought him down.
Him and his spirits. Him and all his spirits. He said, fuck him and everybody with him.
Fuck him and everybody with him. Your hand says, what they gonna do to Jesus? Get out of here.
So then, so eager to storm the iron gates. Like, you know that verse that talks about the gates of hell won't prevail against it? Yeah. We that's like the gates of hell. Like, Jesus is going through those gates. There's nothing there. Like, nothing can stop him.
The gates of hell are not offensive tools. A lot of people, like when Jesus says, I'll build my church and the gates of hell will not overcome it, they're looking at it like the church is like in a little circle and they're hunkered down.
Yeah.
But think about it. A gate is not attacking you, especially in the ancient world. In the ancient world, the gate was your first line of security. Mm-hmm. So what Jesus is saying when he says, I'll build my church and the gates of hell won't overcome it, he's saying we're going into enemy territory and they're not going to be able to defend themselves because we're coming
gates are nothing.
with this new life for everybody.
We have the God of War in front.
Right, yeah. It says in Exodus 13, the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. So
then he says God of War, fireborn.
Yeah.
Like when I think of the Trinity, like this raging fire, like, and then he's born through a virgin birth, like it's just unbelievable. And then it says Throne of Thrones.
Throne of Thorns, yeah.
Throne of Thorns,
that's insane. Because Jesus is the only real warrior that can kill someone without remorse.
Yep.
Because Jesus is the only one who truly knows who deserves killing. I had a friend with that, like, oh, that guy needs killing. Oh. Like, how do you know he needs killing? Just because we're on the opposite side of him and needs killing? But Jesus knows who needs killing.
Yep. So yeah, Jesus is extremely metal.
I agree. I don't think anybody's in hell right now either. I agree with that. So yeah, man, like I really enjoyed the song. It was an incredible song solo wise. And it's interesting because Jesus, he had a crown of thorns. Mm-hmm. So the irony of a crown which symbolizes your authority, your glory, your honor, but it's in thorns. And I think that that's a very instructive thing because in the fall, in Genesis 3,
that's what I was just thinking.
Adam was a gardener. And the idea was anything that he did, anytime he put a seed in the ground, everything, the ground was cooperating with him. Mm-hmm. And so when the curse came, God says the ground is cursed because of you. And now the ground's going to fight you back with thorns and thistles until thorns became sort of this symbolism of the curse. As a matter of fact, if you go to Genesis 5,
So crazy, dude.
Noah's father named him Noah and says perhaps he will basically reverse the curse against the land that the Lord our God has put on us. And so for Jesus then to have a crown of thorns is on the one hand saying this guy is still the king, but on the other hand it's saying, and he's bearing the curse. And so when he said it is finished and his head went down, that was the end of thorns forever. It's just that in our conscious phenomenological experience, we still see them, but they're over with. The minute he says it is finished and that crown of thorns was on his head, that was the end of thorns forever. And so it's a crazy metaphor that we were listening to that other guy. I'm sorry, guys, a Jesus story, there's just too much.
Babe, you have to go to Genesis 3 with that.
There's just too much.
So Genesis 3, when, Adam and Eve, the fall happens, they disobey God, they do what they want, and then God is passing out punishments, curses, whatever you want to call them, and he says, when he's talking to Eve, he tells her that from her womb was going to come one that was going to crush the head of the serpent, but in the process his heel was going to get bruised. So obviously it's a fatal wound to the head. And then you have Jesus all the way, at the same time he's telling, it's in that same discussion that he talks about the thorns being part of their curse.
Yeah.
Then here comes Jesus, and he's literally wearing the thorns on his head, and it's like, it's like, okay, there's thorns, there's the head reference. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, there was a promise that somebody was going to come that was going to crush the head of the serpent, and he's wearing. It looks like he's defeated, but at the same time, like it's like when like when you see one of those situations where the bad guy takes out a weapon and then the good guy grabs a weapon and takes care of him with his own weapon.
Yeah.
Like it's like that. Like here he comes, like, and he's wearing like he's so powerful, and it's such an overcoming that he's wearing the crown of thorns on his head, and he's overcoming all of that in the process. And dying the death on a cross was, you were cursed if you died like that. And it was full of shame. Like, I mean, the process was pretty crazy. Just unbelievable. Like, there's so much to say that there's so many layers to it that there's not enough time to be able to explain it all. But like, I know how much you guys like when we talk about like all like the like Greek mythology or pagan gods and different ways that they like traditions and rituals and stuff. Like, I always liked that, but I never realized how much was in my own religion. I was like, oh, that's so cool that they have those things. And then I'm like, holy shit, we got a ton of these things. Like, you just have to connect. They're all over the place. And then Jordan Peterson made this graph where everything that was connected, like from the Old and New Testament everywhere, like it created a line. So something was referenced here and then it came out here. Yeah. You should see the thing. It's crazy.
But to Delaney's point, was the crown of thorns put on Jesus to mock him for being the Son of God? Yeah,
that's what they did.
Yeah. But so there's
they didn't know what was happening.
There's this kind of theme all through the Bible, especially the New Testament, where God's kind of trolling people, where He will make the bad guy praise Him, even though the bad guy thinks that He's mocking him. So when Jesus was crucified, Pilate put up in there in three languages, right. This is Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews.
Yeah.
And so even though one person's motive was mockery, it was the fucking truth.
In all those languages.
And that's the reason why the Pharisees were like, yo, take that down. And I was like, man, fuck, get out of here. So, but there are so many ironies, to that story. But it is true. Like people, and Delaney, you'll see this if you end up in the Bible boogies. But Jesus's career, like the Gospels was like a slice of Jesus's career in the whole Bible, and so people want to focus on that version of Jesus instead of taking the entirety of who He is and who He claimed to be,
who He was and who He was in the future, like who He was going to be in the future. You hear Revelation and His description, and then you follow the angel of the Lord. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting. I do believe that there are gods of war, small g gods of war. I believe Ares and Mars, they're probably the same person, but I believe Ares and Mars are real ontological beings with consciousness, will, all that shit. That's what I believe. I just believe that they report into Yahweh.
Simon Peter, same guy. He's the one. he lied, yes, but what he actually was doing was denying him, because when Jesus got dragged off to the cross, anybody that was part of his group could also get killed. And so they were terrified and they ran and hid. But Peter kind of hung around because he wanted to like know what was going on. He loved Jesus. But he denies him 3 times. And I've actually been thinking a lot about that. It's so crazy that you guys bring it up. And I was thinking about when Jesus meets him on the beach after. So Jesus rises from the dead and he meets up with Peter again. And then he asks him, Peter gets to say that he loves Jesus 3 times. And I was like, he didn't ask him, why did you betray me?
Mm-hmm.
He just lets him say, because
Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?
Do you love me? That's what he asks. Do you love me? And I was like, to me, that was so significant because Peter did love him. Peter was weak, and that's why he betrayed Jesus. And Jesus didn't like bury him underneath that regret and that remorse. Like, he felt it, he knew it, and Jesus knew it. And so he allows him the opportunity to say 3 times, no, I do. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I've said that so many times to him. After the 3rd time, Peter looked at Jesus and said, you know all things, you know that I love you. And I've said that a million times, man. I've had to say that to the homie a million times. You know all things, you know I love you. You also know how weak I am. So there's that.
A small G God, Delaney, is you explain it. You're going to be able to explain it in less words.
Yeah, it's getting a little chippy because Chrome is up, so let me delete it.
Okay.
But a small G God is essentially a powerful being that occupies the spirit world, that God has given authority over regions of people. You see that in Deuteronomy chapter 32, that when the Lord divided the nations, he divided them according to the number of the sons of God, but Israel he has kept for himself. So during the Tower of Babel, everybody was all together, and God said, okay, you guys are trying to create this pagan utopia, so I'm just going to spread everybody out. And so everybody went out, and every region they went in had an angel or a god that was responsible for those people. And so that's how these religions came to be. And that's why I'm saying that I do believe Thor is real. I do believe all those gods are real. Ontologically, agents in the universe that affect our lives and have been for millennia. And I also believe there's a connection with that and the current UAP phenomenon that we're all talking about. So, remember, the Bible wasn't written in English. And so the term God in the Hebrew does not mean ultimate, ageless, uncreated being. Humans are called gods in the Old Testament. Angels are called gods in the Old Testament. Demons are called gods in the Old Testament. I call them little g gods because I don't want to confuse people when you bring that into the English language. They're little g because they've been created. They're extremely powerful. They're a lot more powerful than you and I put together times a trillion, but they're still created. And as such, Jesus orders them around and tells them what to do, and they have to come to him for permission for everything. That's and so you see it right there. God has taken his place in the divine council. In the midst of the gods, he holds judgment. So you see right there that there are gods, but Yahweh himself is judging them. He is, and that's why you have terms like Most High, because they recognize that in the universe there are beings that are higher than us, right? Just like we know that there are consciousnesses beneath us. We know that animals have consciousness. We know that insects have some form of consciousness. And hell, there's a theory right now, and I probably believe it, that plants have some form of awareness. And so if we can see that there are levels of consciousness below us, it just stands to reason that there would be levels of consciousness above us. And so anytime human beings run into a being that has more capabilities than us, we call that being a god. I mean, it happens on the human level. Tom Brady's the god of football. So that,
and to be honest with you, I think that Jesus is the originator of I definitely think that Jesus is, if we're gonna look at the Trinity, the 3 persons of the Godhead, then I would say Jesus is the one that's the metalhead.
100%. I mean, it literally says that he circles around with loud shouts. It's like it's literally like a circle pit. We actually hit on that in a Bible book.
He has a tattoo on himself too that says King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Yeah, I do
A
believe.
lot of Christians want to ignore that.
I do believe that Thor still exists. I just think that Thor. I think Norwegian folks would call him Thor. I think A&E folks would call him Baal. But yeah, I believe he's still alive and kicking in the universe somewhere, doing his thing for sure, for sure. But he is he is subject to the Prince of the Council, who is Jesus himself. Okay, so what were you saying now?
No, that was it. That was it. Nathan says, I eat plants. My refrigerator is full of death. You can't call that life?
Let me show you guys this, and then we'll get out of here. I'm just trying to elongate this thing because we only have one more song. I'm gonna miss you guys, but whatever. It is what it is. You guys have lives too. Okay, here's the last thing. It says, on that day, the Lord will punish the host of heaven in heaven and the kings of the earth on the earth. Mm-hmm. So there's a day coming when the host of heaven, host in that context mean the army. Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody, every divine being in heaven that was not on the right side, there's going to come a day when God judges them. The scripture says the saints will judge the world and angels, the scripture says. So that's what we're looking forward to. Okay.
Yeah, Delaney,
it's a very long review. We got one more song left, guys. One more song left. Right. And then we will get out of here. It is by a band some of you may be familiar with.
Called...
I think the band is called Megadeth. Megadeth, I think, is the name of the band. So, I don't know.
Are we playing a commercial or
maybe you guys want to stick around. Okay. What, you don't want to play the commercial? All right, fine. No, we'll just jump right into it. All right, we'll just jump right into it. Let me pull up at least the thingamajiggy for the thing. We return to Megadeth's underrated 2011 album 13. That's interesting, Ben, because
you're saying numbers through this whole thing. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I don't know, like the numerology.
Look at the way 13 is spelled.
Well, that's how they'd spelt it, though.
Well, yeah, I know. But Ben picked all these songs, and all of them have, like, this number.
Oh! Remember this? We did We the People from the same record for his birthday beatdown. I forgot about that. Tonight, we'll listen to the absolute and utter oral assault that is this track, Sudden Death!
I'm going to put the headphones in before you put it in, before you start it.
All right.
This time.
All right, guys, here we go.
Guys, it's like a freaking sauna in here. No idea.
All right, guys, here we go. Last song, Megadeth, Sudden Death, with lyrics. Pay attention.
Heaven sends the sentence you've been handed. All your angels will ignore you as your life flashes before you. Even still, you keep on fighting through the thunder and the lightning, and now heaven sends its love. Your scientist
Yo, that was one of the
deadly venom in your kiss. How can it be worse than this? Omega.
all right.
That's actually a really good idea. If he put his own work at the end, or was that Megadeth playing at the end?
No, that was Megadeth. That's
yeah, but wouldn't that be a good idea if you make a song and then you just go like a band that you would
Are there actually people
Wait,
here?
oh, babe. We got so focused on that last conversation. I need to interrupt this. We never scored the last song.
Are you sure?
It's a 9.5 for me.
Oh, the Testament joint with the
Yeah,
crazy
9.8,
solo?
9.8.
That's a 9.7.
9.8 for me,
That's a
9.7
for you. That's a 9.7.
Now I'm gonna have to edit. Okay, so back to this review.
Okay, wait a second. But hold on, because the comment section is killing me. Are 275 and Marie? Are you guys saying that Rust in Peace is better than Master of Puppets? Is that where we're going? Because I thought Master of Puppets was like the undisputed champion. See what I'm saying? So
I can't. I have to hear them right now, side by side. You know.
Rust in Peace is better than Puppets. Okay, I am speaking completely from ignorance here because I have not listened to Rust in Peace. I'm sure we've probably covered a song or two from that record, but I've never listened to the record straight through for obvious reasons.
And that's you can't really judge something. The more I see, the more I'm like, yeah, you can't judge something off just one song. You can't judge a band that way.
Every single song on that Puppets record was one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. So look, I've got an open mind, and Dave Mustaine's a Christian, so
it'd have to be pretty crazy though.
I'm biased. It's like Tiger Woods. You know what I'm saying? So I want that to be better. It's just hard for me to conceive that there could possibly be a thrash record from start to finish that is better than Master of Puppets. I mean, it's possible.
That's true. What Ian said. Well, Yachty, Minnesota, is better than Master of Puppets.
Oh, like Minnesota.
All right. So what's up with these lyrics? What was going on here?
I think this is a song that if you're in the Air Force, you're gonna really love this song. Oh wait, Hetfield has a Jesus tattoo. So now I can't like Rust in Peace better than Master of Puppets.
You're not supposed to have any graven images because we are made in the image of him.
They're both
So
on the team. They're both on the team. I don't know what to do. I'm blown away. I thought that the metal community, that there was a consensus that Puppets is the greatest thrash record of all time. But I was wrong. Which learned something new every day. I'm learning a lot today. Holy smokes. No. I could see a person saying Megadeth is better than Metallica or vice versa. I'm just talking about battle of albums, like an album battle, like which one was better. Like that blows me away. That, like I said, how people talk about. We'll talk about it later. All right, let's go. Okay, so His Wicked Highness, born from disaster to dominate and to kill. What do we name this song again? Sudden Death. Okay, so I think he's using the term highness ironically.
Okay.
Because he's talking about death from above.
Oh, shoot.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you know anything, the Air Force guys, that's one of their big things is death from above. And I mean, you saw me when I was talking to that Air Force dude. Oh, you served, you must have been in the Air Force, right? And you're like, how did you know? And I'm like, they gotta look, those guys, man. So as much as dudes like will make fun of the Air Force, the fact of the matter is you're calling in CAS if you get in trouble. Okay, that's just a fact. That's just a fact. So even dudes that are like, yeah. So like everybody makes fun of the Air Force because like they get treated like kings or whatever. But at the end of the day, them dudes is they've got the most bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because death from above, and we really truly have superiority in the air. We really do. Like we wouldn't believe. So I think he's actually talking about a jet.
Okay.
I think he's talking about a delivery vehicle that has a weapon system that you know what I'm saying? Because look, His Wicked Highness, born from disaster to dominate, to kill, a glistening murder machine. False majesty standing perfectly still. Because it's true, man. Like, when you see those, like, those supersonic jets and shit, and they're, like, just there, it's a sight to behold. It's
really?
Like, it's like otherworldly if you've never been there, and then when you hear that shit take off from it, it's
incredible.
It's incredible. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's just like, it's mind-boggling. And you're trying to keep your gangster up because everybody's like, oh. I'm like, nah, nigga, that shit is fucking ridiculous. Like I CSR Blackbird, them shit's like, literally, like this plane, and it's outdated. We've got shit, we probably have shit way faster than now. But that Blackbird, you fire a bullet, the speed in which a bullet, the thing is faster than a bullet.
What? Wait, what?
Yes.
The jet?
Yes, the CSR.
Faster than a bullet?
Yes.
Do people get sick when they go in that thing?
Well, I mean, you gotta train like they do the same kind of NASA training, G-force stuff. All that
Oh,
I'm just saying,
so.
like,
Holy shit!
It's
okay. You know what's funny about that?
It's terrible because these devices are extremely beautiful to look at. The ingenuity and the style, the skill, it's glorious.
Yeah.
And it's really like one of the pinnacles of human ingenuity, but it's fucking horrible because it's
It just makes you wonder, like, because you say human ingenuity. Is it though? Like, where did they get the information from when you start hearing about the newest sphere and stuff like that? Like, it's like, remember how we talked about taking information, bringing it down, and then using it for evil? It's just, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
I mean,
and you described it as otherworldly.
There are high-ranking people. I can get you guys the links. There are high-ranking people in the military who believe that we have interface with intelligences in order to create these war machines that we have.
Bingo.
There are literal,
yeah, exactly.
Generals, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
My wooby, tiptoeing through the mountains, skipping along as a reading machine cruises overhead, babysitting your. There's two something. So I mean, you guys, the AC-130s are in your asset packages. That shit is comforting. It's terrible. It's terrible. And you just see buildings fucking disintegrate. Just disintegrate like they were not there.
There's people in them.
But they're all bad. They're all bad people. But
Sure.
Yeah, man, like it's a real irony. Like it's a real irony to try to reconcile as a human being. It's like how beautiful these machines are, and the amount of care, and it was kind of like we caught the same mood when we were watching Oppenheimer. If you haven't watched Oppenheimer, you should watch it because like right as it's about the bomb, and like right as kind of like when he finished building the bomb and it was complete. He was looking at it.
That moment a lot.
He was looking at it like it was his child, like
when it was going away.
Yeah, yeah, and then like it was like he was a father who was proud that his son made it, or something. It was a very strange dynamic, but
yeah,
that's part of the human being because we're creating the image of God and because we have to create. Because what happened? God created, and then he looked back and said, "I did a badass job." Right?
Yep.
So like I write a guitar riff or something like that and it's really good and I listen to it, I'm like, I did a badass job. I'm reflecting my creator. And so what happens though when you have people with immense intelligence, talent, and drive that can max out their intellectual and constructive and engineering potential, but because that drive and that talent is being filtered through a sinful nature, you come out with a beautiful killing machine.
Right.
And it's just unbelievable. Like, so, I mean,
yeah, I remember there was like one that we saw. I couldn't tell you what it was. It was kind of bubbled in the middle, and there was long arms that came out, and they like unveiled it.
Oh, that was the new stealth thing, and I said, look, it looks just like a UFO.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing some psyop shit with the Chinese for, a lot of these things, but even I'm gonna put this picture up here, because, I think I'm gonna read the lyrics and then we're gonna look at this picture, and then you guys see if it relates. Okay, so check that out. That's what that looks like, right? Now listen to the lyrics again. His wicked highness, born from disaster to dominate and to kill, a glistening murder machine, false majesty standing perfectly still, a blitzkrieg raiding down evil on a mountain of black ice, like a good old-fashioned beating within inches of your life, while alone and left abandoned with the sentence you've been handed. All your angels will ignore you and your life flashes before you. So like that intro where he describes this beautiful vehicle,
you keep fighting through the thunder and the lightning.
there it is. Wow, and there is no way to deny that we are looking at a beautiful fucking machine right now. This is beautiful, and it's going to result in the death of a lot of people. And to me, this plane is one of the ultimate symbols of the truth of the scripture. Only intelligent individuals with an eye for aesthetic, because there's always a balance between form and function. But on the other side of that, only someone afflicted with a sinful nature can invest that much beauty, time, effort, and mental energy into something whose sole purpose is to kill.
Yeah, and friggin' symmetry too.
So it's just absolutely unbelievable.
You know what's weird is when he was saying that, I was like, wow, if he was talking about Beyonce right now, I'd be really pissed off. I literally was thinking that because you were like, it's so beautiful. I mean, look at it. Look at it.
And that's not even like one of the prettiest ones. Like, yeah, man. Like, and he's talking about death from above and all this shit. Like, yeah, man. Like, I mean, shout out to the Air Force, bro. Like, I'll tell you right now, we probably wouldn't have 275 here for the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
So, whether or not you agree with the war, whatever, I don't care. Like, I'm glad that 275 is here with us. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that means that somebody else's 275 had to die for my guy to get home.
That's the thing.
I'm sorry, but I'm an American.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Everybody knows I love those people. But at the end of the day, man, like, I'm an American. I want all my people here. So
yeah. I feel like I'm like switching.
Whatever had to happen for my boy to get home, I'm glad, man, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, didn't. So, I'm always going to be, I speak out against war as much as I possibly can. I speak out against violence as much as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, like, it's just like the Tiger Woods thing, man. Like, I love that dude. I don't know Muhammad and Ahmed and the rest of them boys, and I'm sure I would like them if I ran into them. But it's USA, man. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at. I'm sorry. It's my country. We're gonna live and die together. I mean, that's it.
I hear you, and I'm like about America too. But how you're a critical race theorist, and so am I. But because of that, like, I feel like, and also because of the discussions about the UAPs, I feel like I'm like getting like this. It's so friggin' weird to explain. Not like an out of body experience, but almost like an out of planet experience, where like my soul kind of feels like it backs out, and I see like the entire planet as a whole, and I just see us like friggin' fighting each other, fighting, and like why is my baby more important than your baby? Oh, because it's mine. Why is your brother more important than this person's brother? Oh, because it's yours. So all we're doing is, because we have somebody that we feel for, obviously, we're on their side. But I guess it's just like, maybe, you know, I feel like one of those things, world peace. But I feel like that. I'm like, what? I want us to get to that point. And like, I think the UAP switches it for me, because it makes me realize, like, well, yeah, if let's say interdimensional beings or whatever showed up on this planet, we'd all have to work together. Let's say if it was like us against them, like, I don't think we'd divide ourselves over stupid shit anymore. I think that we'd be like, well, there's a lot more at stake here. And so I just, like, I'm feeling it. The more I look at, like, you know, Israel and Pakistan and...
Although, how do I say this? Like,
this is going to be crazy. What?
I'm not going to say. Go ahead.
I think you might be right. That's probably good. Anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of... I thought COVID would do that, to be honest. Yeah, Delaney, I hear you. It just gave us one more reason to divide. That's what COVID did. The people wearing the masks and getting the vaccinations were divided against the people not wearing the masks and didn't believe in the vaccinations or whatever. It seems like we're just inventors of ways to divide ourselves from each other.
Because Delaney said I thought COVID would do that, to be honest.
Yeah.
She said that like right before you said that shit.
No, I was reading her message, baby.
Oh. Well, here's the thing about the UAP thing. I hear what you're saying. Reagan said this. He says, you know, if space invaders came, then we'd find a way to be unified, right? This UAP thing is going to divide us more than we've ever been divided.
Oh, I think you're right.
It's not going to unify us.
I know exactly where you're going, I think. Okay.
Because
we're going to be divided about who's on their side and who's not.
Yeah, that's one of the things that happens with people. They have an assumption. If people, you know, like you know, aliens, whatever. Everybody has this assumption that they're monolithic.
Yep.
Either they're all dangerous and bad, and we need to, you know, up the defense budget so we can defend ourselves against these beings. Or you got like the Stephen Greers, where they're all good. All of them are good, and we're like the least evolved, and so we have to follow them. Basically, like they will become our new gods or whatever. Like it's these extreme views. Yep. It's like, well, wait a second. When you look at the Earth, do all sentient beings agree with everything? SubhanAllah, you can't even get family members to agree half the time on something like that. So my thing is, I do believe that those beings are out there. I don't believe that they're from another planet. I think that they're and I've got, you know, I didn't get this idea myself, but see, the stuff that I'm about to say, Chuck Missler was saying literally 40 years ago. But like I said, there are high-ranking secularists that say they're not certain what's going on, because there's a famous incident where on the American side, there was a UAP above a nuclear facility, which, if you know anything, 275 can testify to this. There should be no airborne craft within, I forgot how many clicks, but the fact that there was an object in the air right above that, number one. Number two, the thing completely shut down our capabilities to arm our nukes. Mm-hmm. That's documented. The thing shut it down completely. On the other side, over in Russia, it got armed. There's a UAP above their facility. It armed their nuclear rockets and started aiming them toward us. This is the UAP. This is like documented. And the Russians had to call us and say, yo, we had nothing to do with that. We had this thing in the air, blah, 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 blah. We had nothing to do with that. There's actually treaties that we've signed with Russia and Germany about exotic material. Shit is crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
So what happened? They disarmed them?
On the American side, the nukes were disarmed.
No, yeah.
On the Russian side, on the Russian side, they were armed.
Right, and then they sent us a message saying, "Yo, we're not the ones doing this. We don't know what the fuck's happening." Yeah. Then what happened? How did they get disarmed?
I mean, the thing eventually left, and they were able to, you know, go back to whatever. But the speculation is they did that to show us, you guys don't have control over this. We're not going to let you do that. So I mean, you know, it's unbelievable stuff, man.
It's crazy. What's up, Pony? If you're here, I forgot said something. Oh, there you are, Pony. Hi.
Yeah. Yeah. So the song is crazy because, you know, it's talking about technology, beauty, art, all those things that go into you know, our war machines, and it's kind of like a real testament to the biblical diagnosis of man, where you get both of those contradictions simultaneously. Image of God, so you can create beauty and ingenuity, but sinfulness of man, you create that beauty and ingenuity to kill other human beings together. And you got to have a worldview that accounts for that, you know, and you have to have a worldview that can predict that. So it's really, really, really crazy.
Okay, well, what do you give it?
Objects melt and turn into energy as you approach the speed of light. Thus, high-speed space travel may not be possible. It depends. Again, real science. That statement, right, comes from a local realist assumption. So you have to jettison local realism and rephrase that sentence, right? Yeah, man. What an interesting song. What an interesting song. First of all, the solos were incredible. The guy is just a high level, he's just one of the highest level guitarists that I have a very, obviously everybody knows, we have a very, very small palette as to like guitarists and things like that. But we have listened to about 2,000 videos, and I can't really identify who would be above him as far as consistent riffage and all that shit. Like, because he's had different, you know, guitar, you know, people have phased in and phased out, and he's kind of a hard guy to work with. But he's consistently putting out crazy ass riffs over and over and over and over again. And the other thing that kind of annoys me, but also impresses me about him, is he'll go in these like 15-second interludes with these random riffs that are like the best riffs I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, yo, if that was me, that would be the whole song, you know, but he's just so good. He's so good at writing these insane riffs that he's like, yeah, let's do that for 15 seconds. It's like, if I would have come up with that, I'd have been calling all of y'all. Man, yo, you there? Dave is just one of the best, man. He's just one of the best. 9.8 for me.
Yeah, that was the same as, no, I give it a 9.6. I give it a 9.6. What am I talking about?
David,
I saw Franco come in and you said 9.8 and I just threw in with you guys. What the fuck? Let me think for myself. It was a 9.6 for me.
Yeah, see, Dave has actually spent a great deal of time being the second best player in his band. It's true. That may happen. But what I'm talking about for GOAT status is his consistency, because he's got and the other thing too is that this is such a good point from 275. He's got a great eye for talented players. So like, I said it myself. I don't know if it's mythology, but there's this idea that he's like impossible to work with, egomaniac, whatever. But he is joining up with people who other people are saying are better than him. But you have to be so secure in yourself that you're good with that. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's things like that that like push people in my mind
to another
like,
level.
And that's why he's so good.
Yeah. Well, there's an element of it that it's like you're exalting somebody else, like you're bringing, you know, there's that concept in the scripture that talks about, like, in other words, don't sing your own praise, let somebody else do it for you.
Right.
And so he's like following a biblical principle. I don't think he's, you know, intentionally doing that, but he is. And so it comes with a price, and not a price, but it comes with something good attached to it, because it's made them as great as they are.
And for my thing about Tom Brady, Megadeth, Metallica, anybody can have a good record, but the consistency. This dude has been playing for 22 years, been to 10 Super Bowls, won 7 of them, and the 2 of the ones he lost were bullshit losses. Fucking helmet catching it. But my point is, like, can you just do it over and 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 over? Like, I don't care if Metallica is not as good as whatever. Like, they're doing it consistently over and over. Same thing with Korn. Like, when I started listening to metal, there were like 15,000 new metal bands out. You know, but Korn, Slipknot, and you can count on one hand who made it out of that, you know, time period. And like those are the things to me where it's like I was watching Dr. Umar Johnson. He said he was offended and that Eminem doesn't belong on any GOAT list whatsoever in rap.
Oh, wow.
Because he's white. I said,
I was like that. I literally was thinking that's got to be a race thing.
Somebody messaged me, is like, what do you think about this? I said, this is ridiculous. Anybody that does not have Eminem in their at least top 3, at least for lyricism, okay, you're not going to hear him anymore in mega rotation on the radio because he has not evolved into the new style of rap because he's a lyricist. But if you're trying to tell me that there are 3 other rappers that are lyrically better than Eminem, I need to know who these fucking people are.
Fill us in.
Fill me in. Look, I'm a lover of black people. Everybody knows it. But Eminem's one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. It's just ridiculous. People are just reckless right now. Look, I get it. He's white. I get it, but I don't care. I don't care.
I have no issue with the man being white.
He's better than, I guarantee he's going to be better than any rapper you put out there. I mean, he's not Biggie, but who
I'm
is?
glad one of us made it into there. All right. DJ Benyal, this has been a stream to remember.
Russell's been banned from the channel. Where are my admins? You put ICP over Eminem.
No.
Yo, guys, this was such a fun one. Thank you so much, Ben. Shout out to the big homie Ben. Shout out to all my beautiful people. You guys are great. You guys are absolutely great. There's another one. One more for the big homie. Yes, sir. Somebody put Tom McDonald over Eminem. You better stop. You better stop.
No, that's
for the ground. I'm a better rapper than Tom McDonald.
I'm better. No, I'm just kidding. All right, you guys.
Nobody can say nothing to me about Eminem, bro. Like the man is just gifted lyricist. And if he was black, it wouldn't even be a thing. Stop it. Yeah, but Tom McDonald, look, make your money, baby. I love to see people get rich. Make your money. That's all I got to say about Tom McDonald. Make your money.
All right, you guys. Thanks for coming through. We do have a few streams next week. If you are looking for a stream, send me an email because the next week is kind of filling up. So.
Who comes close to Eminem? Lyrically? Today? Nobody. J. Cole is good. He's good. But the reason people think he's super lyrical is because he's competing against Cole like Minnesota. If you put J. Cole in 1997 to 2005, he'd be a great rapper, but nobody would put him above Eminem, even close.
Oh, I see.
There's nobody around right now in the game that lyrically can touch Eminem's body of work, in my opinion. I put Big above him. I also put Big Pun above him.
I also like his character development.
But lyrically, I mean, Nas said it himself. Eminem murdered you on your own shit.
No. Oh, boy.
I would probably say as a lyricist, Jay-Z and Eminem are tied. I say Jay-Z is the GOAT all time. And that's just because Biggie didn't get to live. You got to do about 3 albums in a row of like insane top-notch material. And Big only had 2 records. So I can't say that he's the GOAT because survivability is a stat. Just like Brady was able to do it for 23, you know?
Yep.
Or LeBron, it's a stat. So I give it to Jay. I say Jay is the greatest of all time. But as far as lyricism, I think Jay and Eminem are equivalent, lyrically speaking. Jay has obviously a better business mind. He's also better at evolving. But the reason why Eminem didn't evolve the way that the other guys did is because he was so focused on being lyrical. He wasn't looking at all the other shit and how do I get on the radio. Like his obsession has always been, how can I be as lyrical as I possibly can? Like the Rap God situation. So So Eminem's in my top 3 lyrically. B.I.G. I think is the best. But yeah. All right, guys.
Pony, I think that you should, but I think you should do it like as like a dual stream, like in honor of your father, but also for yourself, like because like a father-daughter type of thing. That's what I think.
Yeah.
My birthday always follows yours very closely, so when you start talking about your birthday, I'm like, mine too.
All right. Much love to all you beautiful people. Ben, that was a badass stream, bro. I needed it. My lawyer will be contacting you because my neck is all fucked up now.
All right, you guys, I'm getting out of this hot as hell room.
So there's that.
And I have to go.
Lupe Fiasco is now equal to Eminem. No. I love Lupe. No. I don't think anybody's equal to Eminem in the modern day. Much love, all you beautiful people. Agree. Aliens is, I'd say Outkast is the greatest group of all time. They blow Wu-Tang out of the water. They blow everybody out of the water. Outkast for sure. Good night, family. Much love to all you beautiful people. I am out of here. Shout out to Henry Bright. Never seen you before.
Vin out.
Thank you for catching up with us, Lost Hate. We appreciate you. Come back soon. We're going to be back here tomorrow. Same back time, same back channel. Bitches, Vin
Not
out.
tomorrow. We have